45 seconds. Seconds. The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Loyalty forever. Bubba army strong, yeah, we ride together from the collars on hold to the fans online. Everybody locked in at the same time. Raise your voice, let the whole world see. Ain't no fan base louder than the Bubba army.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Awesome. No, come on. If we were to be honest, that's a little dictatorish. Come on. Danny, come on. Be intellectually honest.
He looks like an Academy Award.
Yeah, which is
looks like an Oscar.
That looks like something that would be in China or North Korea.
Giant statue of Lincoln anywhere.
They're going to have, well, I mean,
it's not gold. Did Lincoln put it up himself?
No, yeah.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge Show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Tuesday, April 7th, 2026, the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Myself, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire, Seth Kushner, and Macho Man, bodybuilder. Lummy, just executive producer, regular old good dad. Dan's got all types of titles. Seth, I think what I can title him. Crazy man, madman, wild man, Chicago Bear fan, White Sox fan, Frank Thomas fan, macho man, bodybuilder.
Great dad on Seth.
Seth, great dad as well. Yes, very much so.
Great dad.
He's got Sammy. I actually watched some Blizzard breaks on Facebook, and when he does it by himself, because Brian's busy or out of town or cruising or at some type of Jamaican resort or wherever Brian travels takes him, Sammy will be off camera and helps, is kind of like Seth's little Vanna White assistant. And it's unbelievable what the knowledge she has of the card game, of the card world. She's got quite a bit of knowledge with it.
Thank you.
Does she know like junk from, like good stuff?
No.
Like today I just got, finally my card came.
All right.
Dan's is down there as well. From Jim, the mailman from Pennsylvania. Let me how he sent us all thank you cards.
Yes.
And congratulation cards and whatever. And I think he gave everybody some type of sports card. And he gave me two, Seth. One is a Larry Bird, and one is a Reggie White. I'll show it.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
I mean, probably not worth a lot, but...
No way, dude. You're rich.
Sentimentally... my two favorite players. So, well, one of my two, I like Brett Favre too, and a couple others. But
So what are you going to do with the cards?
well, I mean, keep them, I guess. I mean,
Just pull them out and look at them every now and again?
no, I mean, is there any value in them? I mean,
No.
I mean, like, are they worth a couple, $2-3?
10, 15, 20 cents.
Maybe if we found a blind child, we could perhaps peddle these.
Okay, well, hand them back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Oh, you want it back? Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, once,
Yeah, there's no value until you ask for him back. He doesn't want to give him back.
Jeez.
Seth actually might have been used car guy in me there, where he tells me
definitely.
that my trade-in is not worth nothing, but really it's worth about $10,000, and he's going to give me 50. He's going to give me $3,400 for it, but he can flip it for $12,000 at the auction. The national championship NCAA March Madness bracket officially came to an end last night. It was number 1 Michigan taking on Michigan at 37. They play 40 games.
Yes.
37-3, taking on number 2 UConn at 34-6. And Lummy, you said it was a horrible game, so I'm assuming it's
I guess
69-63, but it wasn't that close.
not really. I mean, it would go back and forth to getting close. What I mean, it was a horrible game. It just wasn't.
What time did you get out of the Trop?
Probably like 6:37. So we were home.
Did you guys
perfect timing.
leave? Did you wait for the completion of the game?
Yes, we had to. I mean, we had to park in a parking garage because the Trop parking was full, and there was the quarter of
Now
the
hold
lot
on, they
was
showed
closed.
a drone shot of the Trop parking, and it looked like everything had like the parking lot that goes towards the city. That would be probably east. That whole lot, like the one quadrant closest to town, was sparsely parked.
Well, they had some of it closed off because there's a possible sinkhole forming there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
They just put about $60 million into the stadium, and why
Swallowed by God.
swallowed by a
Greg,
sinkhole.
Greg D, $20.
Now, if they know, Dan, like you might know more about construction, maybe Lumby does, but if they know, like, how do they know a sinkhole might be coming? The pavement, I mean, the area around it's getting soft or shows cracks or
And
something.
they can test it with ultrasound essentially.
Yeah, it's like seismic, kind of deal. Mm-hmm. Now, can they, before a sinkhole happens, if you're on the preventative side of it, can you like pump like concrete down in there, and can you sure it up before it becomes a sinkhole? Or
I think up to a point you can, yes.
I think you can. I think I've seen
mitigation before it happens.
Yeah, I think I've actually seen like local television stations saying, potential sinkhole call, and this one company comes out, and I think they stick a big rod that shoots concrete into the ground, and I think maybe they sure up your foundation.
I looked it up. It looks like the parking people were telling us it was a sinkhole, but it looks like there's a
those parking people. They're just glorified carnies, as they are.
Pretty much.
Geez,
it looks like
man.
there was a depression. It appears like it's a sinkhole, but it looks like a stormwater pipe broke and it washed out half the parking lot.
Oh,
So
okay.
how much was parking, Lummy, at the garage?
30.
Oh, at the garage?
Yeah.
It was only $15.
Nice.
Now, is that the garage like by Ferg's?
Yes, the one they just built by the police station.
That's really not that far of a walk.
Not at all.
To like compared to you and Ashley, sometimes you guys park in the HCC parking lot for the Bucks, and that's
Dude, it was $45 to park for the spring training Yankees. It's nice you can park 15 for a regular season game,
and maybe catch a cocktail at Ferg's on the way in.
Yeah, and normal parking was like they were trying to charge like $80, and there were some people charging.
Come on.
$80.
Really?
Yeah.
How about for the lot right across the street from the Trop? That's a pretty.
You had to buy it ahead of time. I think it was like $50, but then some people were trying to resell it for $100 to $200.
Jeez.
Now, was it? Although the entire top, the top ring, the 300 level, was completely empty. That's not open to the public. Are they calling it a sellout if they sell, below all of that looked like it was fairly well attended. Was it considered a sellout yesterday?
Yes, it was.
So now, are we ever going to what was the attendance? What's a sellout? 21,000?
I think it was 23,000.
All right. So, but when they built that monstrosity back in like 89, 90, I think if you were to open up, what is it, like 36 to 30?
45.
Is it 45?
45 and 48 with standing room only.
Is that so? All the seats up top, if they were full, it would be 45.
Yes.
And that's happened before, hasn't it?
Yeah, it happened. 45 happened 1998 at opening day. I think that was one of the last times we had that many people.
Yeah, when they were in the World Series, they didn't have that many people.
No, in the World Series, they draped off portions of the. They left some portions of the upstairs uncovered, but they covered. I think.
No, not in 08, man. They let everybody in.
No, there was still a little coverage because that's where I sat. I sat up there by the.
In 08, Seth. I remember I went and like on the third base line. Like the farthest you can get,
touching that wall.
That was draped, and then on the right hand side, that was draped. I would say probably only 5,000, maybe 3,500.
Yeah, I think it was 43,000 was during the World Series.
Is what they did.
Yeah.
Wow. So anyway, they won yesterday.
Yeah.
Being on the road 9 games, they won, and they look pretty. I tell you who I like, man. I like that Simpson guy.
He's fun to watch.
He is. He'll get on base, man. And listen, in Major League Baseball, it's tough to steal third base. It's tough to steal third. The catcher's only 90 feet away. He's got the right. He's got kind of an advantage of an angle, just dead on instead of having to go over the pitcher's mound. And you got to be fast. You got to be like Willie Randolph, Deion Sanders. You got to be that kind of fast in order to pick off third. And he picked off third yesterday, I think, did he?
Yes, he did.
He's the second fastest guy in baseball, isn't he? Last summer they were saying he was the second fastest guy.
Yes, I believe he's behind the Reds guy.
The Reds guy?
Yes.
Now, will this guy, Simpson guy, be right up there with stolen bases for the year?
Well, if they keep him up.
What do you mean?
They don't know what they're. They'll
probably trade him for. They get rid of all the stars.
I don't know if Seth sees this, but they don't know what they're doing.
First of all, I watched Simpson in the outfield, and he's solid. He's a solid defender.
Oh yeah.
Now he isn't necessarily the best. He's kind of a slap hitter, but
that's what we need.
He gets on base through walks, and he's. I don't know how many stolen bases he's got, but I've seen him probably steal 4, if not more.
He had 100 in a season in the minors.
Did he?
Yeah.
That guy. That's the kind of guy that that's the kind of guy you want. Just get him on base, and you can get him to third, and a single will bring him in. I mean, a single. I don't know why they. Why would they even consider? Are they thinking about sending him down to AAA?
Not really. They did last year.
I don't know. I think he started out too good.
He started out good last year too. And the problem is that he is not in the lineup. They don't have a consistent lineup enough.
Where does he play usually?
Left field.
Left field?
Yeah, but they just go off the algorithm crap, or they look at the statistics.
Man, who's the guy that's batting 405 or 415 or 4?
Yandy.
Yandy Diaz.
Yes.
Man, that's a man. That's a real man right there. He's thick, jacked up, rugged, and batting 425 or something like that.
Yeah, he hits the ball really hard.
He is good. So anyway, Rays and very localized. Sorry, we're excited because every other Major League Baseball team has had at least 4 or 5 home games, and we had to play our first 9 on the road. And yesterday was kind of opening day. So what most Major League Baseball cities got to celebrate, between 5 and 7 games ago, we're just finally getting our whole opening, day flowers, if you will, because the facility got hit by a hurricane. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, got hit by a hurricane 2 years ago, or 2 hurricanes came through that area, blew the top off. Now, let me. It's my understanding. Listen, on TV, I watched it. Did anybody watch it?
I watched it
because on TV, man, Dan, didn't you think that the trop? I mean, everything looked brand new and everything looked really white and really clean. And you went to the game. I don't know if you know this or not, but Ashley was on TV.
Nice. We almost didn't make it to the game. We almost got T-boned on 275.
What do you mean?
Well, because, there's always that, stop and go traffic, and then they have a stupid express lane that everyone goes 100 miles an hour in.
Yeah.
And then it all comes to a bottleneck at the end. Well, This truck wasn't paying
Now, are you
attention.
driving or she driving?
Oh, she's driving,
Yeah,
of course.
You never drive.
No, it's not smart to do that. And
So are you saying, like, rather than you drive and she be hollering at you how you're driving, you're just like, here, you drive.
Yes.
That way you can't holler at me.
yeah, and I could do other things.
And I can actually drink a few roadies.
Yeah,
and be back here or entertain Walker.
exactly. So, yeah, we're going we're going probably 15, 20 miles an hour stop and go traffic, and the people in the express lane are going. And luckily she was paying attention. This Toyota, one of those little teeny cars, the little Toyota Priuses, was trying to merge, at the end of it. Well, this Dodge Ram 1500
wasn't having it.
While he was going, he didn't see him. He was still going the speed of what they do in the express lane, about 65, 70. Slammed in the back of the Toyota and T-boned it, and it came across the express lane. We were on the lane next to the express lane.
Oh, so they actually hit.
Oh, they hit. And Ashley saw it and gassed it up enough and swerved over and got into the emergency lane, missing the red car coming right behind us.
Wow, she's like Cole Trickle.
Yeah, then the Dodge truck was literally going by me. He was trying to stop.
Was she shook up a little bit?
Oh, yeah, we all were shook up because if she didn't gas it and pay attention...
That's my girl gassing up.
We would have been T-boned.
Most bitches want to hit the brakes.
Right.
Not my girl Ash, she gasses it up.
Oh, yeah, she gassed it and she
nice.
swerved
Balls.
over. And
Listen, try to find the highlights of that right field homer that just kind of inched inside the foul pole.
Yeah, I was looking. I couldn't find where they.
I think that's where your seats were.
Yeah,
and I think for sure there was a glimpse of Ashley when they were replaying the homie, and she was just in the very, very far right side of the frame. You could barely see her. But I told Erica merch I think, did you see that? She's like, see what? I go, never mind. But I think Ashley was in there. She's like, oh, maybe they'll show it again. I'm like, I ain't gonna show it again.
Yeah, I was trying to find it this morning.
But it was a replay that they showed the home run, so I would think that might be what they used for the best of, or something like that. But so now leaving. Was it jammed up, or did you get out pretty quick?
Well, we stayed for a little bit, waited after Walker went and looked at the rays or whatever, and then we left and we
now
got out
those
quick.
kind of rays don't sting you, do they? I mean, they're
No,
not going to put the kind that sting you in there because people get barbed out, right?
Yeah, no, they tell you to touch them. You can go in and pet them or whatever.
You really can?
Yeah, they come and swim over your hand.
Really? Do they have for $5 you can buy some stingray pellets and throw in there and eat it?
Yeah, you
and
put
feed
it.
them?
Yeah, you put it in your hand and they swim over it and eat it.
Oh, so they do shake you down for. Do you want to feed the manatees?
Oh, listen, the trop is even though they gave you a $30 credit for food and beverages, they shake
hold
you
on.
down.
So for opening day, they did that
For the month of April, if you buy tickets, they give you $30 credit.
Yeah, but what is that? A hot dog and a Coke?
It turned out to be 2 drinks.
2 beers.
Yeah. The beers are like $18.
Are they more
a piece.
expensive? Is the Trop more expensive than Ray J?
It's pretty much tied. They're tied with Ray J on the.
Don't a lot of those big companies, like if in Chicago you'll have the same vending company that does Wrigley, that does Soldier Field, that does Chicago Stadium, and does the White Sox? Do we have the same vending company that does? Ray J, the Emily, which I know is not the Emily, but does all the big venues, or those are independent?
No, Ray J has different than, but the Trop uses Vinnick Group too.
Well, I know that when my buddy Mike owns Mike's Pizza, now this is probably since they've made the change, but it was, Dan, listen to this. In order for him to have a pizza, not even at the main food court, like a stand within there, but like a kiosk, like a wagon.
Yeah.
Like a hot dog cart. In order for Mike to have like a hot dog cart in like the third baseline and the first baseline and the third baseline in the concourse, which just basically was like a little kiosk that he was slinging pizzas in. I think it was $10,000 a year per cart, and then you had to buy 4 tickets to every game. And then they got 25% of your sales.
Jeez.
I mean, how can you even make money at that?
Well, Aramark does Ray J.
That's right.
And their food is sometimes lackluster. You know, my friends, the Mancos at the Philadelphia Stadium, have 6 outlets at the stadium selling food.
In Philly?
And there's a line
at the Phillies game?
Yeah, at the Phillies game. And there's a line out of each store the entire game.
They also have like an unbelievable, top of mind brand.
60 years.
Yeah, so like, it's a lot of that's just name recognition and brand loyalty. Like, oh my God, there's a Mako's here. Hell, we can always get those down at the. Now, have they expanded from the New Jersey Boardwalk into other brick and mortars around, or is the New Jersey Boardwalk and the Philadelphia Phillies the only place you can get Mako's?
They had a brick and mortar inland off the beach in Jersey, but they're in talks with all of Major League Baseball. They may go into 15 of the 30 stadiums.
Wow, you probably cut that. Well, I think you have to cut that deal individually, though. I don't think Major League Baseball.
There was an owners like retreat, and they went to that.
Oh, so there's like probably a liaison that represents all parks, and you do a deal through them, and then they,
But then in the spring, the owners all get together like they do in football, and they have a meeting.
Oh, for just the food vending portion of it.
Just the owners in general. They just take care of whatever's hot on the list.
I know, but I'm trying to say that probably the food aspect of the owners meeting is a day, or like that's part of the owners meeting addressing the vending and food situation is part of the owners meeting, probably.
Mm-hmm.
John Fragnito, $50.
Who?
John Fragnito.
Let me. Everything from NASCAR. I don't know if F1 is F1 rent a ride. Like you got to bring money to the table.
A lot of them are like that. Yes, it depends. They'll take the F3 champion. You pretty much every year gets into Formula One. Sometimes a second in the F3, which is like the leader race. But there's a lot of guys that whose rides were bought. So if you're not royalty and you're not a champion, then your ride is bought.
Well, we didn't get into when we had Steve Olinsky, and he's now he owns a junior hockey team that's based out of Jacksonville, and they're going to relocate to Orlando. But high school kids that are high school age in Florida, if you want to play, didn't you let me? I think somebody gave me a statistic that there's 20,000 kids in Florida of that age that want to play, like AAU or junior hockey.
Yeah, something like that.
And it's like $14,500 a kid if you want to get him on a team.
Wow.
And then he's got to play 2 or 3 years of junior AAU Florida State hockey on these, I think, 4 or 5 different franchises they have around here. You got to shell out $14,000, $15,000 for your kid to play. And then that's where all the D1, 2, and 3 schools, all the university hockey coaches and scouts look at all these AAU programs throughout the country and high school programs. They're up north, they have high school hockey. And if you don't have high school hockey, then you have this AAU, youth hockey kind of deal that Steve's bought into. But, everything, NASCAR's turned into rent-a-ride. Bring a huge sponsor or have your dad write a check because it's about, I think it's about $1.5 million or $2 million for an ARCA ride. It's about $4 million for a Infinity ride, and it's about $7 to $8 million for a NASCAR ride. So it doesn't matter how good you are. They don't go to the short tracks of Missouri or Indiana or anything like that and try to find, the way Tony Stewart and Dale Sr. and Clint Boyer and Kevin Harvick and Jimmy Johnson and, all these very famous and very successful champion NASCAR drivers were discovered through their ability on, Friday and Saturday night short tracks. Now it's how much money, now it's, hey, this ride's $8 million. How are you going to come up with it? Through sponsorship or your dad writing a check? So it now, and it now has gone into late night TV as CBS has now officially announced the replacement for Stephen Colbert, and it's going to be, that Byron Allen guy that does like all these goofy comedy, like he's been in Hollywood for at least 30 years, and he always does like these one-offs or these little comedic specials and things like that. I guess he owns a big production house and, production facility. And so as they announced the replacement for Stephen Colbert yesterday, then they go on and they interview Byron Allen, and he goes on and he says, and at the end of the thing, he says, hey, listen, here's how it goes. We recoup all the advertising. We go out and sell the advertising, but I have to write CBS a big check. He basically is renting the real estate. Now, you remember, Lummy, when I was with the Tribune Company and Randy Michaels was the president, and I was going to take over the Tara Banks show on the CW network, and that it was basically rent the real estate, and it means I had it was going to be the Bubba Clem television show, much like a Morton Downey meets Jerry Springer kind of deal. We did 6 test pilots. They all tested good. And Sean Compton, who's now the president of all of TV for the Tribune or the WGN or whatever company that's turned into, he was at Paramount CBS in Los Angeles with a $6 million check. That's what, from 3 to 4 p.m. on WB, the CW network. It was $6 million for that 1 hour with, nationwide coverage for a year. And he had a check. They were ready to sign the contract. We were going to go into production in 2 weeks. And remember, Randy got ousted as the president over this internal email that one of his vice presidents sent showing like some girl's breasts or something. And so right before they signed the contract, somebody steps in the room and said, Sean Compton, you need to call Chicago and make sure that this is still a go, because Randy Michaels the president just resigned. And it's our understanding that this Bubba Clem show you're going to do is going to be somewhat controversial. So the new president that's going to be appointed by the board probably needs to be on board, because the show is going to create blowback. We were going to do strippers and homeless people. We were going to do crazy stuff. And my deal got axed, but we were renting that 3 to 4 p.m. television real estate for $6 million, and then the template was the same for us too, where the WGN Tribune Company goes out and sells that advertising, and they're betting on the ratings being good enough and you being able to sell more than $6 million. Well, with production costs and stuff, it probably would have been $8 or $9 million, that you can go out and recoup that through, having a good show that has good ratings and, being able to turn a profit. Well, I didn't know, as high a levels as, the very coveted CBS late night show. Wasn't that originally David Letterman's? Was Letterman always an NBC guy, or did he start out as a CBS guy?
No, David Letterman was at NBC late night.
But didn't he start out at CBS?
No, he started out at NBC. He was behind Johnny Carson.
Oh, okay.
And then Jay Leno took over, and he went over to CBS.
So has CBS always been the redheaded stepchild in the late night space? I'm trying to think of who were the, has CBS always had a late night 11:35 show? We know NBC did, and I think didn't ABC for the longest time have like the World News Tonight or something like that with it was some kind of news program. I don't know who back in the day did the CBS deal, but Stephen Colbert has been the most recent. They're officially letting him go. And smart for CBS, they're like, listen, we're not going to put our own talent up there and pay them. I think what's Jimmy Kimmel make? $15, $20 million a year? That's what these guys make. Stephen Colbert was making $15, $20 million a year. Rather than to do that, we're going to rent this space out, the 11:30 to 12:30 slot. We're going to rent it out and have nothing to do with it. And we can, I guess they probably have outs and various, you can pull the plugs, if the guy defaults and what have you. Here's the story.
We have breaking TV news. CBS just revealed that when The Late Show with Stephen Colbert signs off on May 21st, it will...
All right, so that's coming. Like a month and a half.
Yeah. Be replaced by Comics
Unleashed. Nobody's going to watch. That's stupid.
It may be
Unleashed
funnier than
with
what he's doing.
You're probably right. Your price probably better. It's probably an uptick from what they got now.
And by the way, before it looks like David Letterman took over, it was the Merv Griffin show.
Okay.
And the Pat Sajak show.
There you go.
For 2 years.
There you go. That's the CBS lineup from back in the day. Then it went to Stephen Colbert, right?
Well, then, yeah, David Letterman and Stephen Colbert.
David Letterman where?
It was after Pat Sajak and went David Letterman to 2015, and then...
Are we talking about CBS?
CBS, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I said David Letterman came from CBS, and everybody shot me down. But David Letterman was the CBS. David Letterman put the CBS late night on the map.
Yeah.
Byron Allen. We were exclusively on set.
And this guy, I mean, I don't want to say he's a Hollywood nobody, but he's not like, he's not anything special.
Byron, who's also the show's producer.
I mean, we've all seen this guy, haven't we?
I mean, Flo from Progressive is a bigger star than him.
I don't think Flo from Progressive probably wouldn't do that bad of a show.
I've never
Probably
seen
not.
this guy in my life.
I don't know who he is.
He does all these one-offs. He does all these.
He's not Steve Harvey. That's all I know.
No, he's not.
broke the news to his studio audience.
And he tries to make it like CBS courted him, and then the truth comes out. Let me like the last 25 seconds of this article. Watch how they position this.
CBS has decided to put Comics Unleashed on Monday through Friday at 11:35.
Comics Unleashed will be followed by another show Byron produces. Funny you should ask. The creative deal is expected to help CBS turn a profit in late night.
What we do is we keep the commercial time and we sell it directly to the advertisers. I agreed to pay the network millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, okay? So this better work or I'm gonna be in front of your house in a tent.
So again, rent a show, right? Barter. Give it to them. Well, no, don't give it to them for free. They're going to charge you tens of millions of dollars. They're saying, chat's saying that Byron is a billionaire and he owns the Weather Channel. Good for him. I'd rather see Tyler Perry do something. I think Tyler Perry is a far more talented guy than this.
Why? Because you have many houses.
Like Big Mama's Late Night, right? When he dressed up like Big Mama. Isn't that her name? Or no, what's the name?
Medea.
Medea's Late Night. That'd be way funnier, wouldn't it, than this joker?
64-year-old media mogul who's worth an estimated $1 billion is also making late-night history.
This is the first time we've had somebody black on a big three network.
Well, hold on. I mean, what about Arsenio?
I think, was he on Fox?
Okay,
is that not a big three?
Yeah, I mean, why are you scoffing at Fox? Fox got some very powerful shows. You ever heard of The Simpsons?
But it wasn't.
I guess back during Arsenio's day, that was in the early stages of Fox, wasn't it?
Yes.
And so you're right. It probably wasn't. He was probably the lesser known, less sexy because of the big three.
NBC, CBS at 11:35. So,
well, why we got to put race into it?
A big three network: ABC, NBC, CBS at 11:30.
Also making late-night history.
This is the first time we've had somebody black on a big three network: ABC, NBC, CBS at 11:35. So,
yeah, that you're buying, you're paying for it. It's not your talent. There's far more talented African-American men out there that would be way more capable of hosting a late-night show that probably wouldn't have to pay tens of millions of dollars and rent a show.
I can't let the white guys have all the laughs.
Okay, you just lost me.
You got to cut the brother in, too.
Race baiting.
He's a billionaire, though, Bubba. God bless him. He can do what he wants with his money.
You're right.
What has he really? I mean, you said one-offs. I mean, is there anything big that?
Oh, he would do like at midnight on a Saturday night. You'd see Byron Allen's celebrity interview, and he'd be interviewing like I don't know, like some B-list celebrity. Have like 4 of them. I mean, he's never really. I mean, he's. I think he's more behind the camera because he's produced a lot of. Listen, like Dan said, he's a billionaire, so he's doing something right.
Yeah.
And if he owns the Weather Channel, that's probably a huge moneymaker.
Yeah, I'm sure Jim Cantore doesn't cost that much.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
Hey, Alexa, what's Jim Cantore's from the Weather Channel salary?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Let me being on me.
I'm seeing if it says 200,000 a year.
No,
I know that's where I'm at.
No,
you could work for the BRN.
1.5 million. Per year.
1.5 million. That ain't shabby. Just to go around rolling. And he's a rock star. He's probably getting some weather groupie ass too on the deal.
But he's got to be the highest paid weather guy in the world.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
over Al Roker.
Al Roker's a joke.
Yeah, but Seth makes an interesting point. I guarantee you, Al Roker makes more than 1.5 million.
He sure did.
I bet you Al Roker is probably a $5 to $7 million guy. Hey Alexa, how much does Al Roker make in salary?
From CelebrityNetWorth.com. Al Roker's salary is $10 million per year.
10 million. 10 million. He's a joke. I don't even like him.
Fake weather guy?
I don't like him at all.
Well, in the highest paid meteorologist in the meteorologist website here, they don't even have him on here.
What, Al Roker?
They don't consider him
a joke of a meteorologist. It's like a show.
Yeah. He does his little birthday of wishes to grandma in the nursing home.
He's shunned by the weather community, Lummy.
It looks like looks like Jim Cantore is their god.
Jim Cantore is the meteorologist god, and Al Roker is.
They've shunned Al. They've embraced Mike's weather page.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Let me, if Aaron's coming, let us know so we can move that shit.
Yeah, he's working on it.
Good morning. Attack of the Dog, Black Guy and Cali, Buck Boltray, Quicklips, Yinzer, Dank, 1779, Jesse, Julio, Back of the Dog, Shove It Up, Flip Set. Jonesy. Huggish, Slug Slayer. Gang Gene, Greg D2, Pencil Neck, Diamond Dawn. Cali Dime, good morning. Greg D2, Yankee Jid, and Wiz. I don't like Don, Bubba Twitcher. King Powers, Steel 5. FJ Bar. Stylo Grover. Money from Nats. Oh, and this is a really nice card. Jim from Pennsylvania. Oh, yeah. Thank you. For James. Food Travel USA. Oh, Joseph Bill. Berto Perez. DG92. Fuck you. Oh. Excuse me. Copy.
It should be good. It's going to be later this afternoon.
It's going to be what?
Later this afternoon. Like after, Clement Cush stuff, and then he'll pick it up, drop it off, dump it, and drop it back off.
Okay. That's perfect. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Joe. Longhorn 39, 56 months.
Let me know if we owe him anything for the dump.
Okay. Morning, retarded.
Something smells good.
Some Stumpy.
Because this stuff on his deck, didn't it? Thank you.
Crystal Harley is your official Harley-Davidson dealer for the Nature Coast. Crystal Harley-Davidson has the best selection of new and pre-owned motorcycles, as well as official HD merchandise and parts, live bands, food, and beer every weekend. Crystal Harley continues to recognize and support active duty military, first responders, and veterans. HD Hero customers receive an extra $500 Hero cash on select new motorcycles. Rates as low as 1.99% with zero down for qualified customers on select new Harley-Davidson motorcycles. $1,000 in trade assistance on select touring and softail motorcycles for the entire month of April. Don't know how to ride? No problem. Learn to ride. Sign up today for the Crystal Harley-Davidson Rider Academy. When you roll up in there, make sure you tell them Bubba Army and receive a free helmet with motorcycle purchase. Their website is unbelievable. Check the new and pre-owned inventory right there online at crystalharley.com. Always tell them Bubba Army.
Striving to reach new lows every day. It's Bubba the Love Sponge. Back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
One-stop shopping, BubbaArmyHQ.com. That's BubbaArmyHQ.com. It's got for the most part, all of our library, from the 98 Rock stuff, all the Sirius XM stuff, all the 102.5 The Bone stuff, 98.7 Bubba. Was it Bubba 98.7? Bubba 98.7. The Cox morning syndicated morning shows. And so we're starting to triculate some 98 Rock stuff in there.
Yes, sir.
From Joe's tape collection, and then also some hard drives that we've found.
Yes, Dave Rice stuff.
You can also go to Bubba Army HQ, and it'll give you a drop-down menu where you can watch us for free. I think the front page has our live feed.
Yes, it does.
If you look right there, boom.
Yep.
That is Bubba Army HQ, and you go to watch, and you go to Bubba Army TV, and then boom, there we are. With the little thumbnail and the click gimmick and everything. Appreciate you. I'm not going to, maybe I'll get into it now, maybe a little bit later, but man, Tucker really lit up Trump.
Dynamite Don, $20.
How did it, weren't they at one time super friendly?
Yeah. And then the whole thing with Iran came out that they set up Tucker, supposedly.
what the CIA or the FBI or
they were feeding Tucker information to tell Iran, and I guess that's been the big hoopla.
So who the federal government was feeding Tucker information to give Iran, and so what would that be like? Why would that make him the bad guy if he's working with the federal government?
Because supposedly,
He leaked it.
yeah, he leaked it. They didn't tell. They knew that Tucker would probably tell, so they told Tucker something, and he actually went and did it. And then they realized that he.
It's like Bubba. It's like having like three friends. You're not sure which one's the rat. You tell them all three different stories. And you see which story gets out, and that's the rat. And so they gave him some information specific to him that Iran got, and so that's what he's alluding to.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh. Well, I mean, just like later today, I'm going to talk about the fact that Trump has threatened to. There was a media news source or something that leaked the fighter pilot situation.
Right. Yeah, it's another one.
Well, but hold on. There also comes, and with this story that I play, I'm not going to play it now, but I'll play it here a little bit, maybe a little bit more closer to prime time. But there also comes a point where journalists have sources and are protected under the First Amendment or freedom of press, and there's been journalists that have actually been, I think, jailed for not giving up their source, and that's fundamentally part of our, I think, First Amendment fabric is the fact that journalists don't have to give up their source. So if a journalist had insider information about this wrecked airman and gets the information and it's correct, there's probably a fine line between violating their journalistic source or national security, right?
Yeah, but wouldn't you, if there's a pilot that's out there and Iran doesn't know that the U.S. doesn't have all the pilots?
All journalists always want that one thing that they got that nobody else has. And so if they are the only person that has this information, now they've officially put themselves on the map. Meaning like, hey, I'm, whether they're going to go viral.
First to break, exclusive.
And just like, in my documentary where we had, Wesley, no, it was the African-American, the best African-American actor ever. Not Samuel Jackson. Denzel Washington. And on my documentary, when we use that excerpt of Den, it's very well known. I've seen a lot of people use it where Denzel says, listen, it's not about being correct. It's not about fact checking. It's about being first at anybody's expense. And then, maybe it's not even, factual or not even correct, but you got to be first. And in the context of this person that disclosed information about the airmen, yes, they probably did put the airmen and the security of our country at risk, but it's newsworthy.
Bubba, over the last 75 years, when the government is in a war, the journalists lose that fight.
Okay,
and so it becomes a national security issue, which trumps they can temporarily quell a lot of your civil rights in the time of war.
I don't know though, Dan, that Congress. Here's and I'm not trying to argue with you, but here's something for you to consider. I might be right. What was I right about yesterday, Lummy? The size of American penises.
Yes,
I was exactly dead on that one.
You're the authority. You know a lot of facts.
You probably know more about penises than I do, and you've probably seen more than me.
I probably have.
In your operating experience.
I am an authority on the penis.
But together, your knowledge is unstoppable.
So like Niki Lauda. And,
So that being said, I think that you may be incorrect in the fact that Congress or I think that you might be your reasoning and your facts of the president and has your right to be a journalist and have a scoop when it regards something that has to do with a war or a military exercise or what have you, might be how it goes down if and only if we're in a war. And I only think we're in a war when Congress has declared and passed the articles of war. And I don't think that Congress has passed in this particular dust up that we got. This was all initiated by the commander-in-chief, which I think he might have the right to do that. But I think in order to make a war official, and it's officially a war, and everything that comes with the officialness of a war, and listen, I don't know that I'm right. I'm just throwing it out there that maybe, Dan, since we're officially not in a war because the Congress and the House and the Senate did not pass, articles of war, then this might be a little bit of a loophole and that we're really not in a Congress-declared war. Does that make any sense?
Well, you're right about it not being a Congress-declared war. 100% right about that. And I'm sure that does give a little bit of a wiggle room for the journalists. But, again, during times of conflict, the journalists lose this argument every time.
But okay. Is it times of conflict or is it declared war?
That happened a little bit during Vietnam. Happened a little bit during Korea. Those weren't real wars.
But those were both. They were not.
No, last one was World War II.
Yep.
Okay, so and how many journalists paid the price of releasing information in those two situations? I don't know of any. But it would be interesting to say, does the government have the ability to quell and to silence people that are have a source of information with regards to the military operation we're involved in, to the point it might be detrimental to our country's security if we're not officially in a Congress-declared war? I guess that would be a question for. I don't even know who would answer that question.
Well, the other thing is, Snowden's not in trouble for publishing what he found. He was in trouble for obtaining what he found. And so, if a news media has information they shouldn't have, whether or not they publish it's irrelevant. It's the fact that they got it from illicit means.
So is it like
the leak? The leak is more criminal than
if I was to put
publish.
it on the street level, would it be like, okay, you're not in trouble because you drove that stolen car. You didn't drive that stolen car that you got in your driveway. You're not going to get arrested for driving it down the road. You're arrested for having obtained it illegally.
Correct.
Something like that. All right. Well. Anyway, there's a couple articles about that, and Trump is full hot on the deal, and he's going to go after this person and the network and what have you. And I guess maybe in the days to follow, we'll find out what that's all about. Yeah.
But I kind of agree with Tucker on this one.
I kind of do.
If you take it in context, I mean, are we going? You just tease it. We're not going to talk about it later.
We're not going to talk about it for a little bit.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So. Somebody sent this to me just when we were talking about Arsenio Hall, when he was like the first late night talk guy on Fox. I think this was Fox's attempt to go after the big three, and I think I mentioned a few minutes ago that I thought Byron Allen was race baiting, with regards to saying for the first time in the history of the big three late night talk show franchises, it's the first time that an African-American man has been given this opportunity. And then I think he kind of tongue-in-cheek said, you white guys need to give us brothers a chance and what have you. And this is Arsenio, when he was doing a talk show for Fox back in 1990. This was Fox's first attempt at late night, the late night world. And then they're like, Arsenio like really, really is kind of race baiting, and of all people, Vanilla Ice. And I guess I've not watched it, but from the articles it says awkward interview, Arsenio gets booed for being rude to Vanilla Ice. And you notice how like it's just not fair. And I think Seth, we were talking about it yesterday with is it Jake Paul that's supposedly gonna do blackface?
Yeah.
Not Logan, Jake. Jake was on Theo Vaughn's podcast contemplating on doing a blackface parody skit. And although it hasn't happened yet, we all, I think, talked amongst ourselves by saying, well, he should be able to do that. As a comedian, if he was to do a skit and emulate an African-American person and not have the Mammy Sambo, but just brown makeup and maybe, an afro or whoever he's emulating, he should be able to do that. But he probably, and I was saying that I think Jake Paul could pull it off because I think he's uncancelable. I don't think that he is beholden to any corporation per se, whereas his brother, WWE is very corporate, very, very corporate, and that he couldn't do that. And so anyway, you notice how African Americans can race bait, but white people can't. And I don't think that a white host could be talking to Snoop Dogg or anybody else that was in the rap world in 1990 and the manner of which and who is to say Arsenio, I'm assuming, is positioning that rap music is for African Americans only, and how can a white boy do rap?
You seem to be having a lot of problem. You talked about people that said a white boy couldn't rap. I guess there are a lot of battles you're experiencing. KRS-One said that you present a distorted mutation of rap. What is that? I'm not sure what that means.
I have no idea what it meant. I read the same article. They also said that, I'm bringing rap music to an audience that has never heard it before as well. So, whether I like it or not, it's bringing rap music up, Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm putting it in front of people that never even considered listening to rap music.
Yeah.
And now they're considering it, and it's bringing rap music up. Rap music is here to stay.
All the rappers were mad that he rolled out. What was he number one for 12 weeks or something like that?
Yeah, he
was one of the biggest hits ever. They were just mad at Homeboy. Well, had a huge hit.
What color it is, I'm not the Elvis of rap. That's another thing, I'm Vanilla Ice. I'm not no Elvis Presley.
I know a lot of black rappers are probably angry because some of the white people screaming didn't buy rap until you did it, until they saw a vanilla face on the cover of an album.
Now, hold on. Is Arsenio race baiting here?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, basically saying some of the white people that just screamed have never bought a rap album until you did. Well, who cares? What does that matter?
That probably makes them angry.
And he even said, some of the black artists are mad. Well, you could never say that to a black guy.
It makes them angry. Angry. It's not my fault. Mm-hmm. Did I have anything to do with that?
So
no.
They should dog the people.
What they're saying is they're showing their own jealousy, man. That's all it is. You saw Flavor Flav. Me and him, we're homies. Is
that why you brought him out, just to show you have a black supporter? And
no, I brought him out because he's a friend of mine. They don't like that, man.
That don't bother me. I'm not liked by a lot of people a lot of times,
me
but
too.
I say what I want to say
so
because I'm an American.
Word.
I have that right.
Okay, me too.
You think that
I think Arsenio's being a dick.
He is being a dick. He's like, you brought out your friend just because he's black to show people you have a black friend?
Yeah.
F you, Arsenio.
I'm glad you got canceled and you're not. And you haven't
Dumbass.
The only thing you ever really did good was Coming to America with Eddie Murphy.
That was good.
That was the only thing you
Great.
did good. That was.
And that one where they were gangsters was pretty funny.
Oh, I forget.
Harlem Nights or something?
Yeah, and Red Fox was in it too.
Yeah, that was kind of a funny movie.
Don't phase me. I asked the question I asked. I didn't see a purpose. It seemed like an unmotivated walk-on.
I brought him out
why
here
you did
to
it.
show that he's my homeboy and he's in town and I'm kicking it with him. And if, I'm going to help him out like he helps me out. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to bring him out, but I'd like to bring him out when he's a guest. I didn't know exactly why you did it, though.
Surprised.
Man, what a dick. So Ice Cube walked me out. Who cares?
I was going to see if you had an answer for me. I guess you and Hammer have been having some problems too.
That's race baiting 101, ain't it?
Yeah.
16 weeks he was number one.
Vanilla Ice. I met him in Orlando, man, and he was cool as hell.
Was he?
Yeah, he was. That was right. That was in 1990, right when he was just everywhere, selling out, sold out where the Magic play.
Whoa! I'm sure Arsenio just pumped up Milli Vanilli at the time too.
I met those two guys in San Antonio.
Were they handsome in person?
They were great. They couldn't speak hardly a lick of English.
Really?
But they were great. And that was, I interviewed them in San Antonio. They were really good about bringing in San Antonio, and I was only there for 7 months. I interviewed Roxette. Remember that? You got the look?
You got the look.
Roxette.
Yeah.
I interviewed Milli Vanilli. I interviewed Poison. I interviewed Bon Jovi. I interviewed, this is just in San Antonio. They had a whole department that would do nothing but book book artists that were doing concerts at the big venue and give us an opportunity. And they would actually do in studios. That's before, I don't even know. Seth, the artists even... The people that you know in terrestrial radio locally, do artists even the highest rated morning or afternoon or midday or night? First of all, I don't think there's even anybody. I think night's all voice track. I don't even know if there's real live bodies doing nighttime radio. But do artists come by and do studio appearances anymore?
Yes,
they do.
Yes.
Wow, I've not heard any.
All right. I mean, I don't know what. I mean, then no.
No. I'm saying it must not be.
Is it getting less prevalent though?
Well, I would think that it's maybe getting a little less prevalent, or they could Zoom. They could might as well Zoom. Like Lemmy, when we've had Tech 9 on a few times, we've had him from his tour bus.
Yeah, he can't. He's traveling around.
But yeah. So I guess that's still a thing. Probably not nearly. One of the reasons why this studio's become obsolete is because when we built this studio in 2010, that was the heyday of our syndication, and we would actually have REO Speedwagon, Night Ranger, Jackal. We actually had bands that would come in, set their equipment up, and do a set on stage. That was not unheard of for them to come in and do a little acoustic. And then I think, Seth, about a little bit right after me, like 2012, 13, I know Cox did because I saw it, and then I know iHeart did as well, but they set up little miniature performance studios in some of their conference rooms and stuff for artists to do like an acoustic set.
Yep.
I think they did, didn't they?
Yep.
Sirius did it too for a little bit.
Yeah. And I think Cox and I don't know that Beasley ever did.
They do.
Yep. Yeah. So we have another Lummy in our own backyard. Stephanie Peterson, age 26, a married middle school teacher. This is New Smyrna Beach, by the way.
Oh, middle school.
Yeah, that's probably a little. He was 14. Who has been accused of having a sexual relationship with an 8th grade student. The 14-year-old student disclosed the relationship to his parents and told them that Peterson would send him nude photos. The victim reported that Peterson told that they couldn't tell anybody about the relationship. Why do these women think that a 14-year-old can hold water? You know what I'm saying? You can tell a 22, 23-year-old or somebody like, listen, you can't say anything about this or this ass is going to dry up. But a 14-year-old, right? She also bought him a marijuana and bowls for smoking it. His grades suffered after the relationship started. Well, one would think that he would have done really well in her class, right? Oh,
yeah.
He was high for the rest of the classes, so he didn't. Peterson is charged with 2 counts of lewd and lascivious battery, 1 count of transmission of harmful materials to a minor. I don't know if there's multiple There you go. I mean, kind of girl next door, right?
Yeah, not bad for a 14-year-old.
I didn't know you could be a teacher and have sleeved up tats.
They got. You can have dyed hair, blue hair.
I've heard that they've had to kind of lax the teacher criteria standards just because nobody, like probably when your mom 40 some years ago, Seth, started being a teacher, you couldn't have a tattoo, you couldn't have blue hair. There's probably a lot of rules they had for Elise when she first started, and I think all those have gotten thrown right on out just because nobody wants to be a teacher, so they have to if you're sleeved up, they got to let you.
I mean, haven't tattoos in general and piercings been kind of not as vilified in society today as they were back then?
Yeah,
aren't they? I feel like they're more mainstream now.
I think they are. I don't necessarily know that. I know cops before back in the day, cops couldn't have tattoos, and now you can see a sleeved up cop anywhere. And I think teachers probably couldn't have any visual, especially a woman, visual tattoos, and it looks like she's got a nice one on her forearm there. But Lummy, she also likes to get with 14-year-olds. Yeah. So, I mean, now that's kind of a cute girl next door picture of her right there, isn't it?
No, she's an attractive girl, but I mean, I'd be pissed if one of Danny's teachers was feeding them pot and having sex with him.
Would you?
Even catching, herpes from this, crazy chick.
So what if he didn't catch herpes and he was just getting that ass?
Well, then what if he gets her pregnant? Then my son's going to be a father?
Well, no, I hope
not. Because she's the kind of crazy bitch who would have the kid.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope that it doesn't happen.
14-year-olds are really good at pulling out.
No, let's be careful on some of the verbiage we use.
Okay, of timing it correctly.
Yeah, exactly. Of being responsible and not procreating.
Right.
Has any of us? I've been drunk and high before, one or the other, never together, where I am pretty much out of it and would never think about really doing anything in public or getting behind the wheel of a vehicle, or I guess I would call an Uber or have somebody try to take care of me. I usually don't go anywhere solo if I'm going to be in that condition. But has any of us ever been so out of it, drunk or high, where you felt it necessary to walk into a convenience store, whip out your penis, and just pee all over all the merchandise?
I mean, I think we all have that urge every day. We have to fight it, though.
So when you're driving by a Wawa, you just want to roll in there and urinate.
Absolutely.
On the hostess to ho-hos.
All day, every day.
Twinkies, Snicker bars, and grind on down the line.
Takes the full love of God to completely stop me from going in every day.
You are a very voyeuristic urinator. You like to be outside and breathe the air and look around, and you've seen everything from black snakes to Dan's wiener.
Yep,
and everything in between. A man is accused of urinating on merchandise in a Venice store. Thing about it is they haven't located the guy. This is the only footage they have of him. Police said the suspect caused $540 worth of damage. I got to think that when you urinate on merchandise in a convenience store, that whole rack of food probably is contaminated, right? I mean, I don't think you can just isolate the row that he peed on. You probably have to, I don't know. Anyone who recognizes this suspect's been asked to inform the Venice Police Department. Venice police are searching for a man they say urinated on merchandise.
I mean, would you be intrigued if you walked in and it said slightly urinated Reese's, like 67% off? I mean, would you really ponder it for a second?
Would that be a BOGO? Where if you buy one, you get the slightly urinated Willy for free?
I mean, I could see you pondering like, oh, man, this is a little cheaper.
I mean, if the packaging is I mean, they make packaging to not be able for anything of the elements to get inside those chips or that candy bar.
Yeah, but if it's strawberries, it's got holes in the packaging. You just peed all over my strawberries.
It's really, Seth, to answer your question, it's really got to be, it's contingent upon what he's peeing on.
Look,
if he's peeing on a Snickers bar, yeah. I think that packaging is going to repel the pee, and I'll do the BOGO with that.
Or a plastic shovel, I mean, just it's a beach shot.
I just hear when he's urinating, I just imagine he's just going all over the chips and the candy. I don't know where else. That'd be my first stop.
I think first of all, he's already showed us that he's not a responsible urinator, and so he might just when he's urinating, but doing a helicopter swing or something like that just to get it everywhere that he can.
This guy was probably streaming on Kick. We're gonna find out soon in a little bit.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
got a deluge. This rain's going to be the final death blow to the pollen of 2026.
Fucking, I hope so.
It should help a lot.
It is so fucking bad. My car, it
Is it raining now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was drizzling on my way in.
Seth, did you see where Trump said gays for Iran?
No.
Yeah. He goes, I'm sticking up for gays. We could call it gays for Iran. So that's that's 328. That's 54. There's the leak. And then I go right into Tucker. So we'll hit Tucker during this gimmick so that Gary has a chance to cut it up sooner. You got any good stuff for Clem and Kush today? Because the Vince shit was fucking awesome yesterday. That carried us.
Yeah, I probably got something. Let me take a peek. Beacon of Truth, Tucker Carlson. Alex Stein did say, don't make Tucker Carlson run for president.
He did. And I mean, I think he'd fucking have a chance. Just in how convoluted the whole fucking process. I mean, everybody, I don't know, man. You got hardcore MAGA motherfuckers that are saying, I like Tucker. And Trump's out. I mean, you know, voting for him's not a possibility. Would you vote for Tucker for president?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I think he's got the intelligence and chops to do that. I think he has the popularity for it.
Only if he still keeps doing his podcast.
gimmicks, willies, Joneses, McGillicuddies, shenanigans, hickeys, and bamboozles are property of Bubba the Love Sponge Enterprises.
Great success.
All violations will be dealt with swiftly and painfully. You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
High five.
Don't forget you got, let me see, eight more days. Bubba Army merch, Bubba Army shop, BubbaArmyStore.com. 8 more days until the 15th of April to get your Fat Man Dunk 4s, the 4th shoe in our ongoing Fat Man Dunk series. These are probably the most blending in and looking like a regular cool tennis shoe that we've had so far.
I think it's a great looking shoe.
And so thank you. And so you have until the 15th to get your order in. It's pre-order only. I'll order a couple pairs extra, but for the most part, if you don't order them now, you probably won't get any. They're $99.99. I think last year's were $129, and then the Trump-inspired gold ones I think were $149. So these would cost less to make because they're not high top and they're low cut. They're black and white. They only come in one color, black and white. And they got the Fat Man Dunks logo on the side, and it's got the number 4 on the back. And I think you'll like them. I don't really have a picture of them right now. I can show you later. But go to Bubba Army merch, Bubba Army store, Bubba Army shop. Remind me today, let me to put a reminder on Facebook and all of our various platforms, X, TikTok, what have you, that there's only about a week left for you to get these, and then it's done.
Okay, we'll do.
I got 3 pieces of Trump audio to play that I think kind of sets up what Tucker, I think Tucker came out with this yesterday.
Yes.
And he makes a lot of sense. And like Dan, said earlier, I mean, a lot of what he says, I agree. I and Dan and maybe other people agree with. And, it's going to make for an interesting, dichotomy with regards to does Tucker run for president? There's been some ramblings of that. I don't think Tucker wants to be president, to be honest with you. I think he's got some great ideas, and maybe if somebody had his ideology and his viewpoints and his opinions, that would make for some great, presidential fodder. But I don't know. I don't know that Tucker really. I mean, I don't know if he wants to be president. Here is this sets up a lot of what Tucker addresses in what he says.
Trump says he has given Iran a final.
Now today is the final day. Now is there a time?
12 o'clock.
So noon.
No, night. He's giving it all day.
Midnight.
Tuesday. Yep.
Midnight to come up with a ceasefire. Midnight to come up with, a new regime. Midnight to what? Midnight, I guess, probably to show some type of progress in what we want. And I think the 3 things that we want that I think could maybe not get them bombed if he really is adamant about staying to his deadline is an audit. First of all, at the top of the list, like Seth said, ceasefire. That's your first and foremost.
Are they telling citizens and their athletes and like their influencers to go lock arms around some of the power areas and some of the structures that could potentially be bombed?
Are they doing that really?
I don't know if anybody's going to actually do it. I get what the motive is, but I don't know.
They're sending their Iranian Mr. Beast out to one of the power grids.
Pretty much, yeah. And they're daring Trump.
They got Logan Paul at they got their equivalent to Logan Paul out there at 1. They got Mr. Beast.
Now you got to imagine some idiots are going to do it for the streams, of course. So.
Right. And you know what I mean? They may get killed.
A lot of views, though.
But
a lot of views.
If they're live as these missiles are coming in, and they take a lick, at least we'll have some great footage.
I mean, but that's the defense that they're working with right now is to gather around.
Yeah, they said they had to make the
athletes
So,
the
youth, they want the kids out there. They said to make human shields.
I think what Trump potentially could live with. Let me Joe Telsika and Master Pool Repair, $50 in the PayPal. Woo. Thank you. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at the Bubba Army.
I can't get past this news guy's ass stash. He's got literally an ass on his upper lip.
Oh, like a butt?
Looks like a butt on his upper lip. Doesn't it look like a butt?
He's got butt lips.
He's talking about. He's got a butt lip.
Could you fix that?
I don't know, man.
Captain Creamsicle, $20.
So I think the three things that absolutely are non-negotiable are, one, ceasefire. That is the number one. Number two, tell us, promise us that you are going to disarm your nuclear capabilities.
Well, like a pinky promise? I mean, this guy have substantiation and inspection and
then three, the opening of the Strait of Hormuz. I think if you could just get those three things negotiated, they could finalize and rough in the other. No nukes, ceasefire, Strait of Hormuz.
I saw they want like $2 million per ship that comes through the strait.
They went from that just being,
but they want to use it to rebuild. So I get what they're
trying to be like the Panamanian government, where they actually, think that they own the Strait of Hormuz, which I think there's 2 or 3 other countries that actually border it as well, and they would have rights to it too. So I don't know how they can step in and say we own it.
Well, they've got some sort of power there because they've been putting the stress on it.
They have. They've got it shut down. I think they've got it shut down. Now, I don't understand if we got all these, and we don't have to put boots on the ground, but we got all these badass F-35s and F-15s, and we got all these aircraft carriers and battleships and warships and everybody out there. Why their little pissant Navy can keep tankers from entering that area? Why don't we just go blow up their whatever vessels they're using to blockade these tankers? Why don't we just go and blow them up?
Well, supposedly, according to over last night, they took out all the mines, and I guess the most ships have ever sailed, since this whole thing happened, have sailed out of the Strait of Hormuz.
All right, so
Bubba, one of the problems is it doesn't require big boats. They were dropping and land setting up mines throughout the strait with little 24-foot boats.
All right, so it was not a threat of a big, destroyer coming, an Iranian destroyer coming and getting you. It was the fact that the Iranian people have set mines, and the big ships would hit the mines and blow up.
Yes.
So I got to think, once you set a mine, can you go and unset it?
Yes.
Okay, that'd be a little tricky.
Well, it would be a little bit. Demolition experts for that.
I'm the guy. Hey, sign me up all day to go ahead and take that mine out there that's not been engaged, and then once you throw it in the water, you turn the switch on and get the hell out of there. I'm all for that guy, but I'm not. I don't want to be on the team that has to go and find the mines that have been set and de-set them and pull them up. I don't think I want to be that guy.
They've been doing that
forever. Yeah, it's like Hurt Locker but underwater, and that's what some of the SEAL guys do, and some of the underwater recovery guys.
They dive down, and then there's like a couple switches on the mines, and they hit them, and it's no longer going to blow. What if that goes awry?
Well, it's gone awry before.
And I mean, the guys get blown to smithereens, don't they?
It's a tough job.
Yeah.
Notice. Do a deal by tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, or he said
this was yesterday. This was yesterday.
Yes.
So he's saying that it's 8 p.m. today, is what this guy's saying right here.
He has given Iran a final notice. Do a deal by tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, or he said we're blowing up the whole country. That warning came again at a news conference that also included information about the successful search and rescue operations of rescuing
he's saying 8 p.m. tonight.
Yep. All right.
2 airmen shot down over the Easter weekend. Fox 4 Sean Rabb in the newsroom right now.
Hey, he kind of looks like a fatter Byron Allen, doesn't he?
With more on what the president had to say today. Sean?
Yeah, had a lot to say, and perhaps overshadowing the storyline of the successful search and rescue mission. The president's telegraphed message today to Iran and what will happen.
And those bottom teeth. Whew.
Happen if that nation state does not make concessions that include no nuclear weapon ever and the opening of the Strait of Hormuz.
There you go, Seth. Just like you said, no nukes, opening of Hormuz, and ceasefire Willie. We're good. That's all we need from you guys.
Before his Tuesday night deadline.
We have a plan, because of the power of our military, where every bridge in Iran will be decimated by 12 o'clock tomorrow night, where every power plant in Iran will be out of business, burning exploding and never to be used again. I mean, complete demolition by 12 o'clock. And it'll happen over a period of 4 hours if we wanted to.
Those 4 hours starting at 8 p.m. Tuesday night, the president threatened. And in the same breath, suggesting the U.S. may help Iran rebuild.
It will take them 100 years to rebuild. Right now, if we left today, it would take them 20 years to rebuild their country, and it would never be as good as it was. And the only way they're going to be able to rebuild their country is to utilize the genius of the United States of America.
Are you concerned that your threat to bomb power plants and bridges amount to
No, not at all. No, I'm not. I hope I don't have to do it. But again, I just said 47 years they've been negotiating with these people. They're great negotiators.
Why would that?
And they're so good that we can never ever make any room in 47 years.
Because they're not going to have a nuclear weapon.
Trump responding to that New York Times reporter, Iran will never have a nuclear weapon.
Mentally, these are disturbed people. If you think I'm going to allow them, and powerful and rich, to have a nuclear weapon, you can tell your friends at the New York Times, not going to happen.
And he says Iran must reopen the Strait of Hormuz, passageway to 20% of the world's oil.
So, Lummy, you're saying that as of late last night, they're reporting that they're pulling up the mines and that more ships went through there yesterday than have been through in a long time.
Yes.
He was questioned about his seemingly mixed signals about the conflict.
Your messaging on the war has moved from the war is coming to an end to war going to be bombing Iran to the Stone Ages. And we've heard a range of those kind of messages. So which is it? Are you winding this down or are you escalating?
I can't tell you.
I can't tell you, little Asian princess. I can't tell you. I've been telling everybody 8 o'clock tomorrow night, but I can't tell you anything else other than that.
I can't tell you. It depends what they do. This is a critical period. They have a period of, till tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Egypt.
I mean, he's pretty adamant about that 8 o'clock.
Sure is.
It's not midnight. It's 8.
Turkey and Pakistan have been trying to broker peace between the U.S. and Iran, but Iran's rejected those countries' 45-day ceasefire proposal. Trump again saying Iran must agree to a deal by 8 p.m. Eastern Time Tuesday night.
We have to have a deal that's acceptable to me. And part of that deal is going to be we want free traffic of oil and everything else.
Now, Iran says it will attack critical infrastructure and energy locations across the Middle East if its power plant...
Oh, so they're saying if you blow our power plants up, we're going to go ahead and blow up, Israel's and Qatar and UAE and Saudi Arabia and all these other, people that mean a lot to us.
It's targeted by the United States as threatened.
And they're dicks.
Yeah.
President promises Tuesday will be a tension-filled wait-and-see day across the region.
I usually am in bed by 8 o'clock, but I almost want to stay up.
I mean, he said, I guess that's where the 12 o'clock thing is. I guess it's going to take 4 hours for them to pretty much complete everything.
I saw Iran does not want a ceasefire. They want a full end to the war, which it makes things really, really tricky to try to hammer that out in a day.
And by 8 tonight, right?
Yeah.
That's what the ceasefire is usually for. Traditionally, you do a ceasefire and then you work out the details for a treaty.
They don't tell you the real facts. Women, men, gays. How about...
Listen to this one.
Women, men, gays. How about gays for Iran? They kill the gays. They throw them off buildings. So I wonder what...
Poor gays. They get looped into everything. They're like, man, we just want to be gay and hang out and not bother anybody. We don't bother anybody. We stick to ourselves. For the most part, every gay person I know is cool as hell. They're great tippers. They make great livings. They work hard. And, the gays always get lumped into everything. Gays, I guess in Iran, you can't even be publicly gay because they'll kill you, right?
Yes.
Under today's Sharia law.
What's going on? I can only say this. They want us to keep bombing, even if it jeopardizes, because their life is in much greater danger. They want freedom for Iran, but it's very hard for them to protest. I actually tell them, I said, don't go out. I fully understand. Nobody in this room would go out. I don't think there's any, because frankly, it's not a question of bravery. We're all brave, right? You're brave, I'm brave, we're all brave. But we're also intelligent. If you have people shooting at you, expert shots with the best rifles you can get, and hitting you right between the eyes every single time.
Come on.
And you're looking here, and you're seeing, and you're looking here. You're out of there. I don't care who it is.
I mean, this is the journalistic leak here, and this is a conversation in itself. Might need Jay in here in his First Amendment knowledge.
But these two extraordinary rescues, because it was two, and as you probably know, we didn't talk about the first one for an hour. Then somebody leaked something, which we'll hopefully find that leaker. We're looking very hard to...
You dirty leaker. Looking for that dirty leaker.
Find that leaker. And talked about there's somebody missing. They basically said that we have one and there's somebody missing. Well, they didn't know there was somebody missing until this leaker gave the information.
Dirty leaker.
So whoever it was, we think we'll be able to find it out because we're going to go to the media company that released it, and we're going to say, national security, give it up or go to jail.
Yep.
I mean, he's hilarious at times, is he not?
Yeah, the more serious the topic,
Here we go.
It, and we're going to say, national security, give it up or go to jail.
Give it up or go to jail there, CEO of ABC.
And we know who, and you know who we're talking about, because some things you can't do. Because when they did that, all of a sudden, the entire country of Iran knew that there was a pilot that was somewhere on their land that was fighting for his life. And it also made it much more difficult for the pilots and for the people going in to search for him. All of a sudden, they know that there's somebody out there. They see all these planes coming in. It became a much more difficult operation because a leaker leaked.
Who?
A leaker.
A leaker.
A dirty leaker.
A leaker. Listen.
Somebody out there. They see all these planes coming in. It became a much more difficult operation.
Because what?
Because a leaker leaked that we have one. We've rescued one, but there's another one out there that we're trying to get.
A leaker.
So actually, the country, Iran, put out a major notice, you all saw it, offering a very big award for anybody that captures the pilot. So in addition to a hostile, very talented, very good, very evil military, we had millions of people.
Now hold on, are they good? And because he's often scoffed at how Mickey Mouse and horrible their military is, so now they're good.
He's kind of rubbing their belly a little bit,
trying to get an award. So when you add that to it, but we have to find that leaker because that's a sick person. Probably didn't realize the extent of how bad it was. I can't imagine that the person did, but we're going to find out. It's national security, and the person that did the story will go to jail if he doesn't say, and that doesn't last long.
Well, hold on, like, if he doesn't say what? If he says I did it, well, obviously you have, he's kind of intimating that he has information as to who they are. They already know the news agency that provided it, along with, I don't know if it was an anonymous report and the person didn't sign their name to the story or not, but he's intimating that they know who it is. So what is there to admit? I mean, if he did it, he did it. And are you saying that he's going to jail?
Is he implying that if he comes forward without the investigation, he's not going to go to jail?
I don't know.
Without, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
my bad.
In that case, I'd be, okay, I'm sorry. Sorry. Here's my source. It was some crazy Iranian that lived in a grass hut right from where the guy was hiding. That's where I got the information from. I didn't give his location or nothing. I just said that there's a downed pilot somewhere in Iran. A couple of them. Sorry. Now you're going to jail for a long time.
Are they going to make a movie about this, the rescue?
They need to.
Oh, they are.
I can't. I mean, like a good one. I can't get enough information about.
They need to set. That's an actual brilliant idea about this being a documentary of, the rest. You could literally call it the Iranian rescue, right?
Yeah, kind of like they did for the one that Mark Wahlberg was in.
Right.
That was a really good
Last,
one.
Lone Survivor.
Yeah, Lone Survivor.
Yeah, this could be a great movie. I mean, Netflix makes a movie like this every week, so
I know. Well,
sure
that's
they
why
could bang one out by Friday.
That's what I was thinking. I want it to be kind of accurate, though. You know,
they had the P Diddy. They had the P Diddy doc done by the time P Diddy was even guilty.
Right? Dan's probably right. Something's going to be out by this weekend. But, I mean, I just would like to, for them hold out for the right actor and the full story.
Well, we got to let that Hogan thing go for at least a week.
Yeah, Hogan needs top billing.
Yeah, we need
The person that did the story will go to jail if he doesn't say. And that.
So Seth, it's like you're right. Is he intimating that, okay, if the guy who wrote the story says I did it, then it's okay. They're going to tell you not to do it again. You're put on double secret probation, maybe even fired, but you're not going to go to jail. But if you're like, no, I didn't do it, they're like, yes, we know you did. And then they prove that you did, then you go to jail. Like, he's kind of being vague as to what the outcome is.
I don't see how you could give immunity to anybody that leaked.
Yeah.
It doesn't last long, and I think everybody would understand it. They put this mission at great risk. They put that man at great risk, and they put the hundreds of people that went in looking for him, because everyone now knows that we're going in.
So, Seth, I just thought about what you said, and I think his point is, if he finds out who the leaker is, he's going to find out who leaked the information to them, and that person is going to get tattooed.
Well, but they're also now saying
meaning
that,
like it might be like
one of his
somebody.
administration.
It might be somebody in a very high-ranking military job.
Exactly, it's feeding info to the news,
So it's
and
like
that person should be in trouble
it's like
more.
That guy who got pulled over with one key, the DEA. They're like, okay, one key's a lot, but if you tell us where you get your one key,
your dealer,
the guy that's slinging 10 keys,
right?
You're going to get a cooperating witness, probation Willie, because we don't want the guy who's putting one key on the streets. We want the guy that's getting it from Colombia and putting 30 keys on the streets.
Well, there's also an Israel journalist, Amit Siegel, who's has high level clearance and high level links to the government of Israel. He's claiming on Monday that
Mr. Siegel,
he's the first one to release the information. And then obviously
Mr. Siegel's like, let me tell you something. You don't even have to look for him. It's me, buddy.
Yeah,
and I'm over here in Israel. What are you going to do? Bibi said I'm good.
Pretty much what it seems like he's doing. Because then that's what CNN,
and
CBS,
here's the deal,
and New York
man.
Times is saying.
I don't think, Dan, we would have any jurisdiction over an Israeli journalist. I don't think we have, even though we're their ally and they're part of NATO and that's our best friends and we're working together and this is kind of our deal. Now maybe Israel could do something. Maybe they have rules on the books or something like that. But I don't think we as a country could extradite the guy or anything like that because
Israel's not a non-extradition country and they work with us.
But the crime didn't happen on American soil.
I sent you an article from the Israel National News.
If Snowden was beating his chest and releasing stuff from Spain, we would send 6 guys in there and pluck his ass out of Spain, just like we'll go do to this guy if that's what the real story is.
Trump versus Siegel. Will the top Israeli politician correspondent go to American jail? So it's like they've almost done the groundwork for us in the fact that I think this is the guy that Trump's talking about.
Yeah, that's
Trump threatens jail for leak as Israel journalist claims role in report in missing. So he's claiming that he had a role in the report of the missing U.S. airmen. Later denies certainty, but vows to protect source. So this is, again, a journalist that's protecting his source. He happens to be an Israeli. He's not an American.
And he's buddies with all the top Israelis.
Will Amit Siegel face jail time for U.S. security offenses. So it sounds like, Dan, they know who the person is. This guy.
Right.
President Donald Trump warned Monday that authorities would pursue the individual responsible for leaking details about the missing American airmen, stating that those involved could face imprisonment if they refuse to reveal their sources. Speaking to the White House briefing, Trump said said the administration would approach the media outlet that published the information and demand disclosure, declaring national security, give it up or go to jail. He added that the leak may have alerted Iranian forces to the existence of a second crew member, potentially putting the airmen at risk. Now, again, I think that you got a little bit of a problem here in the fact that this is not an American journalist. He did not write this article on American soil. He wrote it, as an Israeli living in Israel. Israel journalist Amit Siegel later identified himself as having been among the first to report that the second crew member was unaccounted for, and the F-15 fighter jet was downed over Iran. Posting on his Telegram channel, Siegel pointed to his earlier report about the search for two crew members during the incident. Speaking to the New York Post, didn't Trump? Didn't he refer back to the New York Post?
No, New York Times.
New York Times. Well, this is the New York Post. Siegel walked back his assertion, saying he was unsure whether he was the first. He's now walking it back, saying, "Well, I don't know if I was the first one to publish it." He nevertheless emphasized that he would not disclose his sources, stating, "I will protect my sources." The report concerning the second airman emerged shortly after the initial U.S. statements confirmed the recovery of one pilot without immediately mentioning the missing crew member. Couldn't you draw an inference, Dan, that this is a two-manned plane, like these F-15s
Yes.
are piloted by two men?
There's a weapons officer in the back.
And we only have been able to get one?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's factual.
It's a two-man plane. We got one guy.
All right, so, does that put you in jail?
Well, no, they're claiming that when they first said it, they didn't say whether they had both or one.
Newsweek noted that it remains unclear on how U.S. authorities could prosecute. Here we go. This answers our questions, Dan, or at least a little bit of what we were asking. Newsweek noted that it remains unclear how the U.S. authorities could prosecute an Israeli citizen or compel an Israeli news outlet to reveal its sources, raising questions about the practical enforcement of the president's warning. Like I said, just because we're pissed off about it, and it wouldn't fly necessarily if you were an American journalist, but as an Israeli journalist, I don't know that our laws mean anything to them. They don't. They don't have to abide by our. Now, I don't know what rules they have over there.
If you did a cyber attack against Russia, Russia would have a cause of action against you, even if you were living in Israel or the United States. They'd want your silly ass over there.
But we're working well with Israel,
which is why they'll probably cough them up.
Well, which is why they might not cough them up. Two.
You think they'd rather stress our relations and cough up
than maybe stress out their entire media and stress out their citizens that America is now coming in and yoking up one of our journalists who just basically gave some simple information. Okay, those pilots, those planes have two pilots. One's been caught. One's been recovered. It looks like maybe the other hasn't. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure that out. Earlier this year, the administration ordered a raid on the home of a Washington Post reporter, Hannah Natson, in Virginia. During that operation, the FBI seized phones, laptops, additional devices as a part of an investigation into a government contractor suspected of leaking information. I don't know. I think Trump has. The best case scenario happened, Dan. We got them both. We used some CIA counterintelligence to keep them off the trail. We were able to get both men, get them back home. The Israeli journalist leak didn't jeopardize or didn't cause any harm to the two pilots. And I think at this point you have way, way more to worry about than this Israeli journalists. Concentrate on what's important, and that's ending this thing. Putting an end to this. That solves everything. Then putting some Israeli journalist in America and first of all, they're just not going to be able to throw him in jail. He's going to have a proper trial, is he not?
Yeah. They probably just hope it all goes away.
You know what? Let's hope. I got to go into words, and then we're coming back with a Tucker deal. And Dan actually said, Dan, a big MAGA guy, said, I'm with Tucker on this. Did you not?
Yeah, I agree with Tucker's reasoning. It was wrong.
Tucker posted
disgusting.
Posted something at 6:23 yesterday. At 6:23 yesterday, Tucker on the Tucker TRN, the Tucker I don't know what it is, TNN or Tucker. I think TCR, Tucker Carlson Media or something. I don't know what it is.
The TCN network?
The TCN. He released this 3-minute and 15-second, monologue, kind of calling Trump out on what he has been doing and what he is currently doing and the timing of doing this on Easter. And
that's the problem.
Dan agrees. We'll get to that next.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
Shattered. That's not an overstatement. It was shattered for many observers.
I'm going to see if I can dump out of it.
The president put out at 8:03 a.m.
Because he reads it, so I can.
Easter morning.
I'm going to practice.
Said this.
Watch.
I'm going to read it in its entirety. Not
I'm gonna
outrage or self-righteousness, but honestly in horror. Quote, Tuesday will be power plant day and bridge day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. 3 exclamation points. Open the fuck, you crazy
there you
bastards,
go.
or you'll be living.
That's what I'll do.
Perfect. Just watch.
Yep.
All caps. Praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump. And so,
but I like Trump's stance on this Title IX. I like to keep my knife like so sharp. I mean, this is so sharp. I mean, it just goes right through fucking.
What do you use for sharpening?
Like this little sharpening tool.
Is it just like a wheatstone?
Check this
Whatever
out.
they're called.
Look at that. It can literally go in a piece of paper and watch this. Watch how fucking sharp this is. Watch this.
What are you using to sharpen it with them?
Just this little thing that you can sharpen like.
Oh, okay, like a kitchen knife thing.
So I go I usually go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then I turn it over and do the same thing. Now wait till you see this fucking thing. So, watch this.
Wow.
That's fucking.
That's sharp.
Look.
That's sharp.
He runs for president
For just a little utility knife. No, don't do that one. You start releasing.
I want to get some attention. Without the tension.
Was it buried it before?
Like that, and then just go stab it right in the middle first.
That presidential run will get dried up quicker than Ron DeSantis is.
And it's all because of us.
But you didn't let the knife do the work here. See, look, you gotta go like this.
No, it's sharp. I can feel it sharp.
Good one.
Yeah, that's sharp.
How sharp's the scalpel?
Oh, super sharp. But they go dull fast. They dull really fast.
So, will that be like a Botox needle where you'll go through multiples?
Oh, yeah. I go through multiple scalpels in case.
Like?
Yeah, you can only draw about 10 inches. You can only cut about 10 inches before you need a new one.
For real?
Yeah.
Well, does it start tearing the skin?
Yeah, it starts like serrating it, like the rough edge of the paper. When you know
right.
It looks just like that.
You can probably tell the minute it's going down, can you?
Oh, you can. I stop. I said, I need another knife.
Grab Bill on $2.
Now, the scalpels go with the higher the number, is that the coarser the blade, and the lower the number?
Not really.
Hey, it's Bubba the Love Sponge. If you're looking for a Volkswagen or any quality used vehicle, it's Volkswagen of Wesley Chapel. You can get financing as low as 0% APR on new VWs and as low as 1.9 APR on certified pre-owned. Over 200 new VWs in stock. Over 200 used vehicles in stock. You're looking for a specific car or truck or something they don't have? They'll find it for you. Mention Bubba Army, get an additional $1,000 off new or used. No questions asked. Ask for my boy Rolo. For more information, go to VWofWC.com. Volkswagen of Wesley Chapel.
Listen up, freak shows!
He's back. Living proof that a man can live without a brain.
Back to Bubba!
I told you I'd pull it up for a visual. Here you go. BubbaArmyStore.com. And here is the shoe that's available for 8 more days. Pre-sales only. The Fat Man Dunks Air Bubba 4s. Black and white. A must-have for your collection. It shows you, it ranges from sizes 6 to 13. Sorry, let me wearing a 14.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. Maybe get Ashley a pair. I'm sure Walker would not wear one. He'd start crying.
He loves it. He was upset that one of the stickers was down.
Oh, so you can see this is one side of the shoe. There's the rear of the shoe. There's the tongue of the shoe. Here's the sole of the shoe. Here's the insole of the shoe. And here's what the box of the shoe will look like. So go to Bubba Army Store, Bubba Army Merch, Bubba Army Shop. You also see, Lummy, that we got the slides, which are a must-have. They're so nice to wear out of the shower or walking around the grass a little bit, maybe the beach. We also have the bundle that includes the knife, the fragrance, and the Ridge wallet. And then some leftover Air Bubba 3s, the Volume 26s, and the must-have tactical bag. I carry my tactical bag everywhere. You can put your gun in there. You can put your cell phone in there. You can put your car keys in there. You can put whatever the hell you want in there. And you can sling it right over your shoulder. Because, like, where do you put all your stuff? You know, women have purses. Us men don't really have anything. Most of your personal possessions are too small for a backpack. So you need a little tactical bag. Plus, you can put your piece in there. Somebody giving you, hey, listen. In today's world, I want to roll. Everywhere I go that I'm allowed to, I carry my gun. Me and Merch Crick went to breakfast a couple weekends ago, and we went to Cracker Barrel, and I took my gun with me. Because you never know when something's going to happen at Cracker Barrel, or any place for that matter, the gas station, or wherever. I mean, there's people doing crazy, type murderous things in every state every day. So, I mean, Dan, do you carry your gun when you can? Most of the time?
And if I don't have my gun, I'm carrying my dog with me.
Well, there you go.
I don't carry him, but I keep it with me a lot when I'm going out and about. And I feel just as safe to do with a gun.
Do you have a gun?
Yes, I do.
Do you try to carry it where you can?
Yes, I do. In my tactical bag.
You got a Bubba Army tack?
Yes, I do.
Seth, you don't got a gun, do you?
Nope.
You want one? You want us to get you one?
I'm good.
Okay.
He's got the knife.
He's got his little Bubba switchblade. That's all he needs.
In his fist.
He's pretty handy with it. Sure.
And so, Bubba, remember we were talking about surgical blades a minute ago?
Yeah.
Your favorite would be the 12 blade because it looks like something medieval. It's got like a hook to it.
Really?
And
does a 12 blade have a certain purpose as to why it has that hook?
It's to like hook and cut. I mean, I've used it a couple times. It's not something I use all the time.
What blade? What is your go-to? The 15?
The 15. Yeah, that's definitely my go-to.
We often talk about Dan, or Dan's a dick until you need him, but just think of, and like when we start our job, Lummy, we just turn the microphones on and we let it rip. We could talk about, like, I think we opened up today with who won the NCAA tournament, and talked a little bit about the Rays, and just a little bit about our lives, and the fact that Ashley is a hell of a wheelman, and she gassed it up and avoided a major T-bone deal, and whatever. But and that's how we start our job. And then after today's show, me and Seth will get together and do a little Clem and Kush after our podcast, Willie, and then we'll start. Then we'll go home and do whatever we do. I'm working on moving and packing stuff. Merch Crick is as well. But think about Dan. Think about the type of moxie you have to have and confidence that when you got a human being laying there on the operating table, and you got to make that first cut. Like you're cutting into a human being. Like I've often talked to him before and privately as friends, be like, Dan, do you get freaked out or nervous when you go in there? Like Dan, with a breast aug, what is your first cut?
It depends if it's underneath or through the armpit, but it's that 4 centimeter incision either in the armpit or at the crease of the breast.
Okay, so that's your first one.
Yes.
And every time, that first cut is the deepest, Brian Adams. But do you get butterflies, or do you have to really, really take a deep breath and focus because you're getting ready to you're getting ready to slice open a human?
I always take a pause. We have to do that surgical timeout and everything, and I usually draw exactly where I'm going to be cutting, and I still always take an extra breath. I stop, exhale, inhale, and then cut. Always. So it's like you don't pull that trigger till you're sure what the target is, and you don't cut that skin until you are 100% sure and ready to go and committed, because you do not want to cut in the wrong place.
Right. So I'm just saying,
you can control
man,
a lot of things. You can't. There's certain things you can't control. You can control where you make the incision.
Right. You can control that first cut.
Yes. And the question is, how deep do you go with the first cut? Do you just get through the epidermis? Do you go through the dermis? Do you go all the way down to the muscle? It depends what you're doing.
Well, just on the standard, no complication, prime candidate to get a breast aug. Let's say you got a in-shape girl that rolls up in there, and you've determined that she needs 325, which is kind of right in the middle of the road, isn't it?
Yeah, it's close to the middle.
325s, whatever. And, she's in shape, younger, you're not having to do any lift parameters or anything like that. What's that for? It's probably under the armpit, and it's probably, 4 to 5 inches long?
No, 4 centimeters, which is 2.5 inches.
Okay, 2.5.
Or 1.5 inches. I'm sorry, not even 2 inches. 2.5 centimeters is an inch, just for reference.
Do you even have to measure it out, or you just know by how many times you've done it, how big?
Well, my fingers, 2 of my fingers is 4 centimeters, so I just know that. I do measure it to double check to make sure it's the same distance from the midline, but then I cut through the skin to the fat, and usually in one cut. All the way through the skin.
And then at that point, is that where you feed the implant through then?
Well, then I dissect through the fat, through the fascia, then through the muscle, then get underneath the muscle, make the pocket, wash it out, make sure there's no bleeding. Then I put a sizer in with something called a funnel. It's like a baker's funnel. So you can get a big-ass implant in through a small hole.
Wow.
Then I pull out the funnel. I pull out the sizer, check, make sure there's no bleeding, decide if that's the right size or I need to go up or down. And then place the implant, and then close the incision in layers. I use a 3/0 vicryl for the deep tissue, and then I use 3/0 and 4/0 vicryls in the
People don't
dermis.
realize, man, Dan is a seamstress.
Yeah, it is. I'm like a tailor. Maybe use the masculine version of it.
Even your peers in the plastic surgery community, like David Halprin, who is probably the only other plastic surgeon in this town, that if you had to have a scar revision or something like that, you'd go to him.
I go to Jeremy Perez too, probably. But
Okay,
yeah.
you got a couple guys, but even when we were flying on David Halpern's plane, he's like, man, Dan is a hell of. He's got unbelievable hands when it comes to stitching. Like they really look like you're supposedly like the main guy. Like you're good.
Oh, thank you.
Could you sew clothes that good too?
Yes.
I guess clothes are the same thing as buttoning up a chick, ain't it? Pretty much.
Sure is.
Right.
Not much different. They just don't talk back to you.
Lummy, here is the Tucker Carlson piece, and Dan already before it started would be like, man, I'm all in. I agree with Tucker wholeheartedly. I'm MAGA. I love Trump, but I think Tucker makes a lot of sense.
And so the morning of Easter is a uniquely joyful and peaceful moment. And yet that peace yesterday was shattered. That's not an overstatement. It was shattered for many observant Christians by a statement that the President of the United States put out at 8:03 a.m. Eastern time on Easter morning that said this, and we're going to read it in its entirety, not in outrage.
I'm gonna just take it out of cue real fast when he reads the F word.
Yeah.
So you guys will hear a little dead spot.
Or self-righteousness, but honestly in horror. Quote, Tuesday will be power plant day and bridge day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. 3 exclamation points. Open the strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. All caps. Praise be to Allah, President Donald J. Trump.
I mean, that is pretty unhinged.
Well, first of all, your editing was perfect.
Thank you.
Here's why it's bad.
I'm as good at editing as you are at sewing up a bitch.
Definitely.
Thank you. But this is very unhinged.
It's not unhinged, except when you take it in context. And so I don't have a problem.
Hold on. In context, when it was dropped, on the day that it was dropped.
Right.
Right.
We're talking about Easter Sunday morning. A president that claims to be a Christian president. It is literally the most holy day of the year for Christians. More than Christmas, more than any other day of the year. The most holy day in the Christian religion is Easter, the resurrection. It's what defines why Christ is Christ. Because anyone can be born, anyone can be crucified, only Christ resurrected.
I mean, the Christmas is just his birthday.
That's all it is. Big birthday place. Go to Chuck E. Cheese. So doing this type of text on Easter is disgusting, especially when you put in the phrase, praise be to Allah, mocking and also degrading the holiday. And so he should have put this out Saturday. He could have put this out Monday. He could have worded it differently, but he shouldn't have a cry to war on the holiest day of the year for Christians, which is the majority of his constituents. Can
I ask you a question? Why the praise be to Allah? Why include that? Is that poking fun at Muslims? Is that what's the relevance of that? I don't know. I'm asking you because I don't know. Whether Seth knows, Lummy knows, you know, Macho knows, why would you say praise be to Allah? Are you mocking Muslims?
I think it's double-edged. I think it's a double entendre. So he's sort of saying it sarcastically, but also Allah is everyone's God, arguably. He's your God too. It's just another word for him.
Oh, so Allah is not necessarily a God. It is
the God, the only God.
The God.
The singular God.
So that our God in Christianity, Seth's God and Judaism, your God in Catholicism, the Muslim faith, every God is Allah.
Arguably, yes.
Okay.
But the Muslims praise the Prophet Muhammad, which Catholics and Jews don't recognize. But the monolithic, a singular deity is the common denominator. And so when you have a single God, and the Muslims call him Allah, we call him God. The Jews call him God, and there's other. What's the other word for God?
God.
Seth. There's another word for God.
The man.
What? Yahweh?
Yahweh, is that the word?
Yahweh.
Yeah.
Is that a Jewish gimmick?
I don't know.
Now, a lot of people reading that imagined, of course.
I will tell you this, Lemmy. The Tucker Carlson network, the TCN, They got some great processing on that microphone, does he not?
They do.
God. Mach, he's got some unbelievable processing on that. Hard telling what he's got. We need one of those.
Actually, I was thinking it was too much bass.
Yeah, I think I
a little bit too much bass.
I do think it's a little bassy.
Yeah, but he has kind of a higher voice.
Yeah. He's overcompensating, yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
This can't be real.
Yeah, it sounds a little muddy. Here we go.
Did the President of the United States really just write that? And it is real. It is maybe the most real thing this president has ever done, and also the most revealing. On every level.
It's probably safe to say that him and Donald are not friends anymore, correct?
Not this week. But, it's amazing because these guys hate him, and then they love him, and then they hate him, and then they love him. I mean, people go back and forth.
Or he hates and loves, too.
Yes, both ways.
It is vile on every level. It begins with a promise to use the U.S. military, our military, to destroy civilian infrastructure in another country, which is to say to commit a war crime, a moral crime against the people of the country, whose welfare, by the way, was one of the reasons we supposedly went into this war in the first place. They're being killed by their government. We have to rescue them. And now here's our president, not even a month and a half into the conflict, which we are not winning, by the way, because the Straits of Hormuz are not open. There's one way to keep track. That's the measurement. Saying that we're going to use our military to kill the civilians of this country who didn't choose the war. They got nothing to do with it. They're like civilians everywhere. Blow up their bridges? Bridges on military bases? No, just bridges. Bridges that people cross every day to go to school and work and to worship, and yes, church, because there are over 1 million Christians in Iran. This is their Easter too. And power plants. Not the power plants attached to missile factories, okay, but civilian power plants in a country of almost 100 million people.
Oh, they have that many people?
Yeah.
100
it's
million?
like 92 million or something.
Wow. I didn't know it was that populated.
What happens when a modern country, and a country that has a nuclear program is a modern country, sorry, Iran is a modern country. What happens when it loses power? Well, people die. Babies connected to incubators die. People in hospitals die. And those are the first level effects. And then people begin to starve. And then you have refugee crises. People leave the cities looking for food. And then, yes, they move into other countries. In the region, in Europe, in the United States, you cause chaos and death, mass suffering and death when you do that. And we have done that. We have intentionally bombed civilian infrastructure in Iran. It's totally unacceptable. Not under the phony laws of some international body, but under moral law, God's law.
I mean, you can't disagree with him.
Well, you can certainly disagree with him, but I agree with most of what he's saying. And so, the whether or not the bridges they actually blow up are strategic or, civilian, we'll see. We have no idea. The power plants, whether they're attached to, missile facilities or not, we'll see. During, World War II, there was a lot of bridges and energy plants and things like that that were targeted. It's
World War II though.
I'd rather blow up a bridge than 50,000 people.
First of all, but hold on. World War II was different. We were last to get in, and we were actually attacked. So World War II was a different deal, and Hitler had to be stopped, and nobody could stop Hitler unless we joined forces with England. England was struggling. Unless we joined forces with England to stop Hitler. We were the good guys in World War II.
And we were attacked by the Japanese in
right.
Asia, in the Pacific.
We were the good guys in World War II. We got attacked, and we came in and killed Hitler.
But our ships were getting attacked in the Atlantic by Hitler.
No, I understand that, but
it's not just Pearl Harbor. We were having civilian ships getting attacked.
In this particular situation, though, we're first in.
Yeah,
we're the bully. We're the one that's doing it all. And, we're not, for World War II, we were last in, got attacked, and needed to save the world from this absolute, maniac.
But over time, even Operation Desert Storm and all of those, and then first time we went in Iraq, the first thing they did was go after the power plants. I mean, it's documented. They go after the power plant. You shut off the power. Tucker didn't have a problem that Cuba has no power and hasn't had any power. There wasn't a big uprising about that. And they're closer. And I don't think Cuba every day is saying death to USA. I mean,
are you saying screw Easter? Are you saying screw Easter, Lummy?
Yeah, screw Easter.
Are you saying anything?
Who cares about? I mean, no one really cares about Easter. Now all of a sudden, it's a big deal.
I mean, you know what?
Realistically, Easter's all about like forgiveness.
Hold on, Lummy. You make some unbelievably interesting observations. No, I mean, hold on. Now I'm dancing with you in the fact that okay, Easter Schmeaster, we got to get stuff done over here. This is a really, really bad group of people, and I'm sorry that my message was dropped on Easter.
Lummy got inappropriately touched by an Easter bunny, so that's what you got to know where he's coming from on this one.
Lummy was always too big to hunt Easter eggs with the regular kids because he'd knock them over. So they always made Lummy sit out during Easter egg hunt deals.
But he's still had to wear a little bunny tail.
And he's forever been traumatized by it. So he hasn't recognized Easter since he was 5.
Easter Schmeaster.
Yeah.
Did
you go to church, Lummy, or is that not?
No, I used to. Back in the day.
He was reared in a religious based school all of your life. Were you not?
Yes, in church and all that. Listen, I got 18 years. I know the story of Easter. Easter is also a time when Jesus forgave and had a new awakening and forgave everyone of their sins. That's why he died.
Well, maybe Donald Trump should forgive everybody of their sins and have an awakening.
No, he forgave original sin.
Yeah, original
Not
sins.
everyone's
and you know what?
sins.
And it's moving forward. And guess what? Donald Trump wants to move forward with the Iran thing. Who cares? Iran doing get 2 craps if they're bombing everything on any other religious holiday. And this whole thing is, again, overall religion, and everyone always complains if the United States starts, talking too much about religion and Christianity. So why are we going to make a big deal about it now?
Yeah, I feel as if with each generation, religion becomes less of a thing. But Dan announced yesterday some statistics supposedly that he had where the new generation, Generation Z? I don't know that there's a resurgent and people wanting to be spiritual and religious. You said it happened like in 25-year increments.
All right, well, can you help me with this? Because I don't know anything about anything, but I was at Countryside Mall 2 weeks ago.
And it's still open?
Yeah, line for the Easter Bunny picture, non-existent.
None.
But Santa,
Santa's
it's around
top billing.
6 department stores they're left. Why is there no respect for the Easter Bunny?
I think because the average person that's not religious and rolls around thinks that Santa Claus is way cooler than the Easter Bunny and Christmas is a way more important holiday than Easter.
I mean, you want a Nintendo or do you want a bar of chocolate?
Yeah, exactly.
And the Easter Bunny's a big furry. I mean, they got furry cons. I mean, it's a creepy guy that
Easter
dresses
Bunny's
up in Easter.
Kind of creepy, but it's so Santa if you think about it.
The Easter Bunny's a furry.
Santa's some 65-year-old that's got 5-year-old sitting on his lap. And probably in today's society, that's not really the most. That's a kind of a creepy gimmick.
And now you got a furry with little kids sitting on his lap.
But Santa Claus is just as fake as the Easter Bunny. He just has a face that moves.
Yeah, Santa just happens to be a human being.
Yeah, but he's not pooping out chocolate. He's giving you gifts.
How did we even associate
the bunny's pooping chocolate?
No,
that's the eggs.
But like, okay. How do you?
You're right, Lummy.
How did they associate? With
I'm a koala bear.
With Easter, the holiest of holidays, which is all about the resurrection of Jesus and all that kind of great stuff. How did an Easter bunny get figured into that equation?
It's from like the German folklore about a pagan bunny or something like that. It's a pagan thing from a German.
Aren't pagans bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, it usually means multiple gods.
Yeah, I think it was a pagan spring festival.
Mushroom Mitch, $20 on the PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Thank you, Mushroom Mitch.
I think was Trump doing stuff yesterday for Easter, or was it on Sunday?
It was on Sunday. They just released it.
I still feel like I saw the footage yesterday.
Trump yesterday wanted to tell everybody that him and Kim Jong-un are really good friends, and that Kim Jong-un used to call Sleepy Joe Biden retarded. He had to make sure he brought that up yesterday.
Think of it. And it's not just NATO. You know who else didn't help us? South Korea didn't help us. You know who else didn't help us? Australia didn't help us. You know who else didn't help us?
Who?
Japan.
Ah!
We've got 50,000 soldiers in Japan. to protect them from North Korea. We have 45,000 soldiers in South Korea to protect us from Kim Jong-un, who I get along with very well, as you know. Do you notice he said very nice things about me? He used to call Joe Biden a mentally retarded person, okay?
So, like,
is this real?
The things
Is
that
this
he
real?
brings up, sometimes I just don't. I think he just needs to be quiet. Like, we don't need, like, you don't need to be having press conferences about all that. You could have said, you know, this country didn't help us, this country didn't help us, but you didn't have to go into your Kim Jong-un thinks that you're a really great guy.
Well,
I mean, he's a mass murderer too.
I don't know. I don't know about geopolitics and it, but I do follow North Korea. I do find them fascinating, and I do know that whenever they test one of their rockets, that Korea, South Korea, and Japan always come crying to the United States about it.
Yeah.
Where
Oh my
are
God.
they now?
Kim Jong-un's blowing off a couple rockets. And
big deal. He wants to see how high they can fly. Let's not get too scared about things.
Don't tell me about your stuff. Joe Biden, he said he's a mentally retarded person. He was so nasty to Joe Biden. It was terrible. But to me, he likes Trump. And
so, but, you know, Dan, you can agree or disagree with his assessment of Sleepy Joe Biden, but if you were to remain presidential, that's a former president, and you should probably show a little bit more reserve than that, don't you think?
I mean, yes, but Biden and Obama ridiculed Trump for 10 years. So, I mean, you know, it's fair until it's not fair.
But I also sent you 2 clips. I don't know if you, but it's Trump at Easter talking to little kids. It was kind of funny.
Oh man, I feel like I saw him talking to kids. He was
About the auto pen.
Yes, he was talking about auto pen.
All right, let me do some words so I can be on time, and we'll get to those when we come back.
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
I mean, unless it was just. I mean, I'm pretty sure that it was on Sunday.
I get it. I just.
What's up, Big Larry?
This kid goes, Donald Trump, you're the best president. And Donald Trump goes, thank you, I agree.
Trump interacting with children should be a primetime show.
It should be. That's the new Netflix documentary right there.
I've seen him in certain situations where he will literally shake every kid's hand, though, before he leaves. He will say hi to everybody.
Well, he'll treat them like they're an 80-year-old voter. He'll talk to them. Hello, do you think we should bomb Iran?
Yeah. I was talking to these children yesterday, and they convinced me.
They agree.
I'm doing the right thing. I ran. He gave me 100% support.
You know.
How about that little fat kid that about we're going to the fucking moon?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That kid. Yeah.
He's making a bunch of.
That kid was stoked.
March.
That little guy. Oh, man. Really sad to hear about Japan.
What's up, Glenn Longnecker? Yeah, I thought Japan just follows everything we do.
I thought so too. I thought it did. Them and South Korea just went along with everything. No questions asked.
Our 3 got done, so I should send the guy the money?
Yeah, we're looking at it right now.
All right, I'm sure it's good.
I've read North Korea has been they've been cutting off Iran to try to improve relations with the U.S.
Yeah, everyone's gonna turn their back on Iran.
Who has been?
North Korea. But then I also heard at the beginning that they were sending them drones and stuff. So yeah, I mean, you don't really know. I don't really have any credible war sources.
You're not like the Roseli journalist who has inside willies?
Yeah, I don't have any. I got nothing.
Yeah, but doesn't North Korea just sell when they get short on cash? They just sell to whoever.
Oh yeah. They'll sell to whoever. They don't care.
Up on the chip. Ed Hingis, Revenge, 98 months.
What's up, Mitch? Nick the God guy. You got the green symbol, the Tony, D. So does this mean your hardware's back? We get to say the word quote, retard, end quote. Yes. Your doctor. I mean, it's a medical term, correct? It's also an engineering term. Automotive engineering term. Oh, yeah. Retarded. Ignition.
Attention, people of Earth. A big fat blip on corporate's radar screen. This is the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Jay should be rolling in here. Let me know. When the minute, even if I'm in the middle of something, just say, Jay's here.
Will do.
No way I can pot his microphone up. Let me remind me as we get closer to April 23rd, the Crystal River Harley Davidson's got one. I think they're pretty much one of their biggest events of the year.
Yes.
Happens on the weekend of April 23rd, 24th, 25th, and 26th. It's a Thursday through Sunday. It's a tribute to the American heroes and veterans, and there's just all types of great things going on. A bunch of sponsors and what have you. We'll start promoting that as we get a little closer to it.
They got a band out there. You get the free beer, some food.
Where exactly are they located?
Crystal River Harley. I think they're located at 1147 South Suncoast Boulevard, Homosassa. Boy, getting up there back when I had a nightclub off of State Road 44 and US 19, was that Planet Bubba or Bubba's Ale House? I don't know which one it was.
I thought that was Bubba's Ale House up in Spring Hill.
I thought it was Planet Bubba.
Homosassa.
I don't even know. But it had a restaurant and then a little nightclub in the back, and we used to kill it in the nightclub. But that was before the Suncoast Parkway, and you had to literally drive 19, and it would take like 2.5 hours to get up there. Now you can be there in 50 minutes.
It's a great highway.
And they're supposedly, I think they're supposedly going to connect that with long-term, like 10-year from now plans, have it crisscross across the state and go to Jacksonville
Really?
I
Like
think.
cross over 75 and head to Jacksonville?
Yep.
There's no great way to get to Jacksonville from here.
Nope. Actually, the best way to get to Jacksonville from here is to take 75 to State Road 326, which is the same exit you get off and go to my track. Take that to 301, then 301 north to, I forget, like you go right by the
27 then 10?
I think, 27 then 10. I think you go right by the Stark prison.
Right, you do. And you get pulled over every time because there's like millions of speed traps.
You got Waldo. You actually, when you're driving on 301 and you're going through these little pissant towns, they say the speed trap capital of the world. And like if it's 45, you better not be going 47. Like, you better not even be going 46. You better go 43. Because they literally have, like, 5, and it's their whole entire agency, like 5 guys running radar, just ready to pull you over. When we used to race in Jacksonville, man, we never got pulled over because we would be like, hey, Hillbilly was the guy who drive. Hey, Hillbilly, go 40 through here. Because these guys are just wanting to pull over this big rig. See Hulk Hogan on the side of it? They think we're superstars. They're going to want to take us down. But I used to be able to make it to door to Jacksonville in 3 hours. I think that's about right. But you got to watch those little pissant towns that literally make the majority of their income off of speeding tickets. I think that there's been some Florida Supreme Court where they have overly enforce the speed, like to the point of harassment. I think they've been actually charged with harassing people in some of these small little towns off of 301. So anyway, as part of the Easter celebration, Lummy found me a couple pieces I'm going to play. And this is Trump and probably on the White House lawn, and they shipped in some kids. And one kid tells Donald Trump he's the best president ever, and Donald Trump tells him he agrees.
What's going on with Easter egg? Donald Trump, you're the best president.
He just said, Donald Trump, you're the best president ever. Here we go. You can barely hear it.
Donald Trump, you're the best president.
Did you hear it? Yeah. Donald Trump, you're the best president
Caught
ever.
his attention.
Trump, you're the best president.
Thank you, honey. I agree.
Thank you. I agree. Thank you. I agree.
Thank you, honey. I agree. What's going on with Easter egg?
Like Seth said, man, the new documentary series that should be on Netflix would be Donald Trump babysits 6-year-olds.
I guess it was yesterday. I guess they did it on Monday.
Oh, they did it on Monday.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they do this on Sunday?
He's too busy putting out his truths.
Now, Biden would use the auto pen.
Now, see, here's these kids who know nothing about Biden. Like, get Biden out of your head. Like, stop. Like, stop with the Biden stuff. You won fair and square by a landslide, mostly because of Joe Biden kind of really, really screwed the party. Joe Biden didn't put the Democrats in necessarily the best position by arrogantly thinking that he can run, and then on that first debate just absolutely looked like Grandpa just pooped his pants at the nursing home. And then, throwing Kamala in there. She didn't have a full campaign run, plus she's an idiot. And probably the Democratic Party, had Joe not stuck his narcissistic head up there to begin with, may have gone with somebody completely different than either one of those two. That's what John Morgan said when he got on the show and said, hey, listen, as a big, slinging D Democratic contributor, they call us guys up and ask our opinion. And, I didn't leave the Democratic Party. It left me when they didn't give all of us, more powerful donators an opportunity to give our opinion on who the potential candidate should be. By the way, Joe Biden never has visited John. I don't think John Morgan. I don't know. Maybe he has. Maybe Biden has visited John Morgan, but I don't think that John Morgan cares for him. But stop with the Joe Biden stuff. Joe Biden, you know what? He might be dead. Just because he is the least publicized president having left office that I've ever seen. I've never seen a president in a year disappear quicker than he did. Like when Clinton left office, he was still out and about doing stuff. Hell, he still is. testifying in front of Congress, and you see Bill Clinton out and about. You don't see George W. Bush out that much, but you see him a little bit.
He was on a commercial flight a week ago.
Who, Joe Biden was?
Yeah.
Commercial?
Yeah, I sent you the tweet.
What's he doing commercial?
Is that where Joe Biden's
security I'm so sorry. So sorry. Sorry. What's that, buddy?
Is that where Joe Biden's security guard shot himself or his gun went off?
I mean,
is that something else?
That's something else.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just hanging out, reading the paper.
Is he in coach?
I hope not, but no, it's got to be first class.
Yeah.
There's too much space.
Yeah, and I mean, what if you probably got to walk lightly, Dan? Or I mean, you probably can't even really tell him how much he sucks because the guy beside him has a gun and will shoot you.
He deserves Secret Service protection until he dies.
Right.
And he should get that. He's a national treasure.
Yep.
Whether or not you liked him, he's still a former president, and he shouldn't be riding frickin' coach.
He isn't coach on me. That's 3 seats.
Or coach.
No, I think there are 2 seats.
But he shouldn't be on a regular plane. He should be flying privately.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. He's on a regular plane.
Jimmy Carter used to fly a regular plane. Right, Dr.
Tweaking.
Dan?
President Joe Biden is sitting 2 rows behind me on my flight, and we spoke. Well, you guys may have spoke. He probably doesn't remember it, but you do.
What does RN mean to you?
I don't know, bud. Tweaking RN BC, is that because?
Yes.
Okay, so do you know what RN
I
is?
do.
Jay's here.
You got to talk TikTok these days. It's a whole nother language. You have to know English and TikTok.
Is it real?
No.
Is it something we can't say on the radio?
No, and it's not registered nurse.
Jay is here right now.
I got that. I don't understand.
Do you want me to tell you?
He gave you the hint, Bubba. He gave you the hint.
Oh, right now.
Yes.
Right now.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
He was being clever. Good job.
Jesus.
Tweaking RN.
Thank you. I feel you only exemplified my stupidness.
No,
more.
Trust me, Bubba. I don't think a lot of people really speak like RN, BC. But I just wanted to see if you knew it.
I don't, and I feel stupid because I'm probably the only guy in the entire room that does it, and I am the oldest by a few months. I got Dan by a few months. Don't act like Dan's all young and stuff because he's not. He's old as I am.
I am young and stuff. Do you know what MK means?
Ooh, I don't know that one.
I had to look it up.
What is it, Dr. Dan?
Put it in context. Put it in
Okay.
context. Put it in context.
Just in a text.
MK?
Yeah.
I mean, you're the one that has these kids. You have the kids at these ages that are doing this, so you actually have a little bit of a leg up. Sammy's probably too young to know to be doing all these, acronyms and initials that mean real words. So your kids are right in the wheelhouse to be using all this cool stuff. So why don't you educate us?
Use it in a sentence.
Do you want to come out to the show tonight? And someone would reply, MK. Like, okay.
That's what
MK?
It means okay.
Okay. Like thinking about it. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
MK.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that needs to go away immediately.
I agree.
Let's not even get into the 6'7" stuff.
Please, God, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's over. Don't
It's
worry.
It's dead.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope that they're like, hey, listen, man, we ran this 6'7" thing right into the ground. Those that knew.
What was your exposure with 6'7"?
I just knew that the kids were saying it, but it just
wasn't like happening around you, was it?
No, not at all. Like I never used it. Nor
it was outlawed in my kids' school. They're not allowed to use it.
True.
I don't know what kind of subtle
here's the
BS
deal.
it was, but it irritated people.
They thought it was sexual, and all it was is a reference to some lyric in a song.
Is that where the derivative of it is? Is it's on some song?
Yeah, my daughter and her friends try to get me to video, like say 6'7", 6'7". I'm like, no, not doing it.
Nope. Sorry, Sophie. That's not
or
your
Sage.
That's Sage. Sage. I'm sorry to Sage and Sophie because I ain't doing it to either one of you guys.
Exactly.
Sorry,
and you too, little Danny and Trey and all the rest of them. Bella, Nick. I ain't saying 6'7". Can't make me.
Sorry, Bubba. Also, I said after Trump at the Easter thing, I found it. It's him telling the kids they can sell his autograph on eBay.
Oh my God! Hold on.
Oh my!
How great is that he's actually reading a newspaper. Like, he's so old, he's the only guy on the entire plane with a newspaper.
Well, it's either that or it's $37 magazine in the bookstore.
That's
I mean,
true.
it's got. I mean, if you're light on change, the newspaper's the only way to go for some reading material.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have the Nancy Pelosi stock portfolio. Did you see the Lummy? Somebody was questioning her on that, and she said, I think it was Jake Trapper or somebody, and they had Nancy Pelosi on, and they were supposed to be talking about like the board of education or like maybe some nutrition, like Kennedy's job or something like that, and he starts breaking into her massive returns in the stock market, and she's like, I'm not here to talk about that. I don't know anything about it, and that's my husband's gig. He's the one that knows everything about it. Meanwhile, I think that she has the most massive gains and returns in the history of like almost the entire stock market.
Yeah, 16,000% return.
I don't even think. I think
million.
Warren Buffett is her bitch when it comes to returns.
Yeah, I mean, $133 million profit.
I mean, it's easy when you know the answer key before you take the test.
Yeah.
And when she is key to present and future policy, she knows. And so it's disgusting how wealthy our politicians become during their tenure in office. When they're making $150,000 a year, they become multi-millionaires. It's disgusting.
Few people know this, but there's actually a law protecting congressional members from insider trading. They're actually got a rule to protect them, rather than something that would highlight the need that it's a conflict of interest and say that you're not permitted to do this. Instead, it's totally cool, and you guys cannot be found guilty of insider trading.
I'm all for, but no politician's going to do this, though, because it's telling on themselves, just like no politician's ever going to say, I'm first big on there should be term limits in both the House and the Senate.
Just like Florida.
Just like the president, just like, a lot of political positions. But the Congress, the Senate and the Congress are never going to vote for that because they want to have like the Jesse Helms rule where you can live to be 109 and still be, a senator. So they're not going to vote on term limits, which I think is the first thing that could, help our whole political situation. And the other thing is, I think that if people of Congress want to be in the stock market, they should have to use a government broker to do their deal. Like, how like Raymond James and all these financial institutions, well, they should publicly and transparently have to use like a government oversight broker that, like if a congressman from Ohio wants to buy 100 shares of Tesla, he has to buy it through the government brokerage account, which would be a way for us to police their market activity, right?
Yes.
And then they can bring up, so listen, you knew that the return, you had insider information that Tesla was going to have a good quarter and it was going to get released in 2 days, and they had an uptick in business, and you knew the stock was going to, go gangbusters because that's what usually stock does when you have overperformance. There's a lot of different mitigating factors as to why a stock does well, and they all know. And there's another side of that, and that's when to dump it. That's when to dump it. Okay, they're going to have a bad report or a bad quarter or a bad jobs report. Time to dump it.
The solution is get rid of that immunity and then make them put it in a blind trust like the president does. The president doesn't have immunity from insider trading. And the whole idea is that the inside information is legislation that's going to pump up an industry. We're going to put $100 billion into solar. Oh, my husband buys the company that the government's going to invest a lot of those billions of dollars, and
into
then they
solar.
make the money.
Yeah.
And then, the government's going to stop funding that. Sell. So
Right.
it's just like you're saying, and so they know where the money's going to be going.
Oh, I even saw an article one time where it goes as far down and as localized as to the contracts that the companies that are awarded these big bridge, like the Howard Franklin project.
Yes.
That it even goes down to that, and so that to invest in that company because they just got a $24 billion bridge contract. You know,
Yeah.
like
For 3
let's,
years.
Let's lobby for a bridge that goes through my or a road that goes through my property that I know you're going to buy.
But let me buy the stock before we make the announcement that they got the bid.
Exactly.
Right?
Let me buy this cow, land that's worthless right now, and it's going to be worth tons of money in a year when the legislation goes through.
Like Dan, if you were a legislator in the Florida government, House or Senate, and you knew when they're going to take that Suncoast Parkway to Jacksonville, and you knew the trek of land that they were going to get, you just go to the farmer, that has 4 or 5 or 6 lots of these lands, offer them market value for their land. And next thing you know that the state of Florida in a couple of years is going to be eminent domaining in it, right?
Yep.
And I mean, things like that stuff happens.
I think Florida doesn't have the same immunity for Congress people, but the federal government is term limits. They have insider trading. They don't do single subject legislation, and they don't have a balanced budget amendment. There's three things.
Those 4 things would solve a lot of problems.
That's why Florida is solvent. We have an actual surplus budget. We can fund all of our firefighters and police officers and everyone's retirement funds. We can take care of roads and highways. We can do it all because we have those 3 rules.
Actually, you know what? He looks pretty good there.
Is it him or is it one of his body doubles?
No,
It doesn't even look like him in that picture.
I think that they just got him at the right angle and the right second, Dan, to be honest with you. But, I mean, that pose, chin down, that looks pretty good.
Where's his handler, Jill Biden? Dr. Jill Biden.
Probably behind him, holding him up.
It's like a Muppet with her hand up in prayer.
Oh, wow. He wrote, I would never write that much.
Well,
Caitlin, it was truly a pleasure getting to meet and speak with you on the
flight
on the Lolita Express
to the West Coast. You and my wife, Jill.
Dr. Biden. No, she did. He called her Dr. Biden.
Dr. Biden. Something. You are your president or something. Joe Biden, better known as Jill's bitch. So, here is here's the other portion.
Oh, I had the one where he says you could sell it on eBay too. That's my messenger.
All right,
yeah.
Biden would use the auto pen. He'd have an auto pen following. Joe Biden, he didn't sign.
Daddy, what's an auto pen?
He was incapable of signing his name. So they'd follow him around with this big machine. You know what it was called? An auto pen. And he'd have the auto pen signed for him. He'd take the paper, hand it to his guys, they'd sign it with him.
Like these kids know. Look at this kid here. Look at little Steven Diaco right here. He looks like little Steven Diaco. Look.
He does.
He's like, what are you saying? I just want your autograph because you're the president. I don't know anything. Look at this girl right here. Little Bella. What? She's like, well, I don't even know what's going on around here, the auto pen.
Auto pen genotype. Not too big, right?
He's laughing, little Steven.
Little Steven.
The next one, if he autograph, you could sell for.
He tells the kids they can sell the autograph?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let me turn them.
Tonight, you can sell it for $25,000 on eBay. I can sign autographs. Tonight, you can sell it.
I actually think that Trump should do some more gathering around kids because it kind of softens him up a little bit. Like, this is what he needs to be doing.
Bill Cosby used to do that. Remember that? It was
but Bill Cosby was raping women the whole time in the back.
That wasn't the point.
Good.
Well,
bad example.
But Jay, it wasn't the point. But it
softened up even that guy.
Well, I don't know if most parents would have their kids around the Jell-O pudding top guy had they know that he just roofied the flight attendant the night before.
Dad, I'm so sleepy. I don't know what happened.
Dad, where's Mom? She's passed out in the back of Bill Cosby's green room.
I can sign autographs.
Are those autographs that valuable?
I don't know.
Donald Trump.
Why don't you go to eBay and just type in Donald Trump autograph?
I can sign autographs. Tonight, you can sell it for $25,000 on eBay.
Sign mine. Sign mine.
I'll sign it.
Carolina, do you want to give Grandpa your...
No.
How do you get your kid at this table?
I don't know.
You gotta know somebody in high places, buddy.
Don't think that these kids aren't highly vetted to know that not one of them is going to have an outburst or throw a fit or
cry about Kamala.
Yeah. These kids probably had to be herded into a room that an hour before and given the rules.
Probably staff's children. It's
What?
probably White House staff's children and people that are connected to the administration that are not going to
Secret
go off the
Secret
path.
Service kids.
Yeah.
Like people that are insider to the inside to the inside.
He must be overinflating his autograph price, but
Only one that doesn't want my autograph.
They're jokes.
Zero. I would say Carolina has zero interest in my autograph. Oh, that's nice. I think I'm going to sign this. That way I say, I drew it. Look, I drew it. Look what I did. I drew it.
And look at this little guy right here. I think it was his piece of, and he's like.
I think you're taking credit for my drawing.
And Dan, Jay, Seth, Lummy, that they strategically placed, like they wanted to make sure they got boys, girls, white, Asian, African American, blonde, brown, like
that's the United Colors of Benetton ad right there.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's like this was all strategically done. They just didn't pick the kids.
They forgot the ginger.
They what?
They forgot the gingers.
They forgot the redhead. Yeah.
Would use the auto pen. He'd have an auto pen.
All right, so that's the auto pen explanation there.
Was there an Easter bunny out there, Lummy? I didn't see one at all.
Yeah, there was.
There was.
He was hanging out with Trump.
A brown one.
Yeah, brown one.
Was it really?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Wasn't
Biden
white?
had a white one. That's what the big thing was.
Now I am for this though. I am for this. Just when you want to get mad at Donald and ring up the Tucker deal, I am for this. I like this.
That's why strengthening Title IX and promoting gender equality is a top priority for my administration.
When we have men infiltrating into our sports, infiltrating into our locker rooms, that is discriminating on the basis of sex.
18-year-old student allegedly exposed their male genitalia in the girls' locker room.
High school girls volleyball player who suffered a concussion and a neck injury when a transgender player spiked the ball.
Man, that girl took one right now. I mean, wow.
Locker room.
High school girls volleyball player who
Bam!
My daughter plays volleyball too. I'd be so mad if a boy did that.
I mean, because a boy's,
That's a full boy at that
What would
age.
you do? What'd you do? You go to a tournament and there's a boy on the other team?
I don't know what I would do,
What are you
Danny.
going to do?
I don't know that I think my kid's team would probably forfeit and say we're not playing against that. That's what I suspect my team.
Locker room.
High school girls volleyball player who suffered a concussion.
What would you
hold
do,
on.
Dan?
Yeah, hold on.
What would you do?
Yeah, hold on. Dan,
Yeah?
abrasively as you try to be a dick to Jay.
Wasn't being a dick. I'm like, what do you do? I'm just like, what do you do?
Hold on. You didn't ask it in a brotherly
what would
type.
you do?
You
No.
didn't say. Hold on. Let me meet. This is my courtroom, bitch. And I want to meet. I got. You might approach the bitch, Mr. Diaco. That is Dan. You didn't, in a brotherly, nice type way, say, "So, bro, what would you do, buddy?" Like, Jay, honest to God, what would you and Candle do for real? Like, you didn't say it like that. You're like, "What would you do? What would you do?"
But it's an exciting moment. You shows are knocked out. Like, what would you do? What would you do? What are you going to do when that happens?
Listen, it came across as kind of a dick. It had dick connotations.
You wouldn't do nothing, is what he said.
Jay,
what would you do?
Jay, can I ask you a question? Yeah. Did it feel like he was kind of getting in your face a little bit?
Of course it was.
Thank you.
He was saying you wouldn't do anything in the comment.
What would you do?
I didn't say that. You're putting words in my mouth.
I'll tell you what Jay
you
would
have
do.
a kid that plays volleyball.
Jay doesn't have to do nothing because Candle is whipping ass.
That's she's already on the court
right.
cutting Achilles tendon.
Jay doesn't have to do nothing. He sends the Plant City Nightmare out there to whip ass.
That kid's never jumping again.
I'm just saying, if you want to be intellectually honest, that's what happened. Anyway, Dan, what would Sophia is playing? Let's say she's playing, she's playing volleyball, and there's a boy that is on the other team, and the boy jumps up and probably his smash hit spike, if you will, is 25 mile an hour faster than a girl's, just because he's genetically a boy, and hits Sophia right in the head, causing her neck issues and a concussion.
With an orbital fracture, actually.
With an orbital fracture.
Broke her eye bone or eye socket?
Yeah. That and you're a doctor, and you know the severity of all that, and you're unlike most parents who have to go to the hospital, exactly.
She had a TBI, Dan. a traumatic brain injury, and you know that because you
Concussion.
suffered one. You
more
had
than one.
I think he's got a continual one. But so Dan, what would you do?
I wouldn't have allowed my child to play in that game. That's what I would have done.
That's what Jay was
had that
insinuating.
happened,
Jay was saying that he would get with and forfeit the team.
It's tough. Fortunately in Florida, it's not going to happen very often because there's state rules that prevent this now. But I think it's unconscionable that they were from the beginning letting anyone with an XY chromosome play sports with people with XX chromosomes. I don't care about gender. I care about sex and
biology,
the sexuality, and actual genetic sexual makeup. And so I don't think that a XY athlete should ever be playing side by side or against an XX athlete unless it's cornhole or darts.
Yeah, something that's you know what? Yeah,
girls locker room.
High school girls
maybe
volleyball
curling.
player
Look at this.
who suffered a concussion and a neck injury when a transgender player spiked the ball during a game.
When you complained about a dude in the girls' locker room, you got suspended.
Yes.
I say go up and kick him in the balls. Wouldn't be a problem if it was a girl.
Free kick.
You're a boy? Sorry, I thought you were a girl.
Free kick.
Free kick in the balls.
Spread them. And you know what? You don't get to kick them. Your dad does.
Every school receiving taxpayer dollars will notice that if you let men take over women's sports teams or invade your locker rooms, you will be investigated for violations of Title IX and risk your federal funding. There will be no federal funding. With this executive order, the war on women's sports
There
is
are a
over.
lot of
We are
left-leaning women
restoring
that support this 100%.
Yeah.
Because they see their young daughters.
This is when he
scholarships.
rocks, and when he does good cool stuff like this is when he rocks. But when he calls Joe Biden retarded and he wants to go and fight that battle still, I think that he just needs to stay above the fray on that and stop worrying about and like even the kids. Joe Biden, he had an auto pen, big machine they carried around with him. He could never have signed any of these.
sanity and common sense.
This is when I'm backing him 100% when he does stuff like this, great stuff like this, that no-brainer, cool stuff that the other administration caused. A lot of this. Why we're going through this is because of Biden's policies. That's why we're having to deal with this.
The right.
So stopping this and righting this, rudderless ship is the right thing to do.
Safety and pride of the American people.
Is he getting a little heavy? Is Donald picking up some weight? Not that I'm, a guy that should be talking about that, but
I think it's pretty similar. I think he stayed pretty consistent.
Prior administrations enforced a twisted, illegal definition of Title IX. The Trump administration is restoring common sense. I mean, let's not forget this whole thing opened up, before we go into words, I'm running a little bit late, but this whole thing opened up with President Biden and his stance on this, and he was very adamant. This was one of his big things.
About 40 minutes ago, real quick, sorry, Trump put out a pretty big truth on what's going to happen tonight.
All right, well, let me get that.
I messaged it to you.
That's why strengthening Title IX and promoting gender equality is a top priority for my administration. That's why strengthening Title IX and promoting gender equality is a top priority for my administration.
God, you couldn't write anything dumber. You couldn't polarize your base anymore. Like Jay said, left leaning, liberal women do not agree with that at all.
But transgender people, God bless you. You should have equal rights to everyone.
I have no problem
you're
with
certainly competent to be in beauty pageants. I think
pageants?
there's a lot of transgender people dominating beauty pageants.
I'm not okay with that.
With women?
I don't have a problem with that.
I do.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't think your penis gives you an advantage there.
No, Dan, it's a
They're
scholarship. It's a
being
women's scholarship. Men have other opportunities. Pageants are not about whether the person's beautiful or not. It's a way that women who do not have the ability to go to college and get scholarships use their beauty and their intellect to try to get scholarships where they may not other get them.
Real women.
Otherwise get them. And now dudes like you can put a dress on and outdo them.
Dan,
That's not cool.
you'd be a good-looking
Sorry,
chick, Dan. You
I
would
believe
be,
in transgender rights for everything. I don't believe that it should fringe upon women's rights ever.
I will tell you this, Dan. Out of all the Diacos, you'd probably be the hottest bitch.
Who, Dan?
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be
I
like
mean, again, I don't have a problem with a transgender woman being, again, like, in a beauty pageant.
Really? Sports Illustrated Model of the Year? You like that?
I don't have a problem with it.
I do.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't see their penis on the cover. It's art. But they could be first ladies. They could be the wives of prime ministers. I don't care.
But their penis is in competition with a vagina-based competition, and it could actually win a vagina-based competition. It's a women's beauty pageant, not a transgender pageant. And I don't have a problem with the transgenders having their own pageant. And I don't have a problem with a person that wants to
Me either.
I don't have that wants
Transition.
to transition once they become an adult. I have no problem with any of that. It's just stick to your stay in your lane.
That's all.
Let women do women things, and let men do men things, and let people that are transitioning do things that align with their genitalia.
If you're talking about that pageant thing and, your daughter now is 19 and she's in an adult pageant and there's some dude in the locker room changing with his schlong because they all have to get in their next outfit. And you have some dude with a schlong
who's got a duct tape.
I mean, that's the whole problem with Riley Gaines and everyone else. It wasn't just that the competitiveness of it. This dude was exposing himself in the locker room to people, and that happens a lot. It's not just the physical unfairness of it and asymmetry of it. It's also that some of these people, not all of these people, but some of these people get off on it.
Some of these people, I think, transition for the wrong reasons, and those are the people that you want to keep out of the locker room with your daughter.
I just want to protect women. I don't care at all. That's all it is. Let a transgender go to the bathroom in the men's bathroom. No one's going to give them any crap.
No.
Let them go.
No.
Who cares?
I might even say, man, you know what? You look pretty good for,
I say you got balls, dude.
Well, I mean, literally, you got balls. But, man, you got nice boobs, too. Did you go to Diaco? Are those a set of Diacos?
You know that no transgender woman's going to get harassed in a male bathroom.
No,
Not
never.
Going to happen.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen. I'm reading this now. Don't know it. Don't publish it. I want to come back with this. It's pretty stiff. Wow. Whoa. When this come out? How many minutes ago?
This one looks like 50 minutes now.
50, so about an hour. By the time we get back, this is about an hour old from Truth Social.
Yes.
Donald Trump releases a very interesting post we'll get to next.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Same thing. Yeah, you can do that too. But do you remember that African American woman in the LA Fitness where that dude was exposing himself and she came out in the lobby and she's like, "There's a man." That dude, she's running for office in California. Bro, she's a liberal. She's an African American lesbian who I said enough's enough. It's in my space. Right? I forget that part. I wouldn't want it for your wife or my wife or anyone. Hi guys, have a wonderful day. I love you. See you later.
Bye, Danny. Are we getting rain today?
It's already raining.
Good.
Highway was gross. People are idiots when they drive, aren't they?
Well, they think it's like a fucking blizzard and snowstorm. They go 5 miles an hour.
I know.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Good morning, Holyoke Joe. You want to be in a schlong pageant? morning, Miss A. Watley. Dan out. What up, 305 Express 7? Oh my God, I remember that Heather Smith instructor. I never watched that show, but I do remember that. What up, Attack of the Dog? Glenn Longnecker. No, you know, Matt Kelly, being careful is cool. It's when people are going like 40 in a 60. That's dangerous. What's good today? All good today. Find something good in every day, Great White. What up, Douglas Ruggish Nerd? You're right, it's also people working on their iPhones or playing on their iPhones when they're driving. What up, Ty J? How you doing, buddy? I almost got screwed too, but I made my way in. I got here. I do know that name. I'm sure Danny handles that. I don't particularly like it either, Matt Kelly. I'm just saying it's, you know, you got to try to at least, I guess, maybe it was the right conditions. What up, Tim Moore? Everyday Chaos Possum. You're right about that, Snizzo. Ty J's a man. Okay. I knew the name sounded familiar. What's up, Pedro? How you doing, my friend?
You alright? Fuck your shit on?
I do a little bit of both. I'm trying to read.
You fuck your elbow up?
Teen out 52.
Yeah.
I got both of them up.
My left hand, so it's not my.
Nice.
Good morning to you, Teen out.
Well, I'm starting to think you might be injury prone.
Yeah, I think so. He was worried about the freaking gutter.
You know that, Miss A. Watley. You and I had a good discussion yesterday.
You were hurt, Dan's like, get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, you're gonna hurt the gutter.
That wasn't like an inquisition. What would you do, Jay?
Tired of paying sky-high cable TV bills? Sick of juggling endless streaming subscriptions? There's a better way. Go to getabox.com. With Get a Box, you get every channel, every game, every movie ever made. Watch local and national channels, live sports, all your favorite movies, and much, much more. This isn't another subscription. It's a one-time purchase. No contracts, no fees, no nonsense. For a limited time, use promo code BUBBA at checkout for $25 off any box. That's getabox.com, promo code BUBBA.
If you're looking for that non-offensive broadcast, you're in for a surprise. You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
I love the sponge.
It's not that kind of love sponge. Back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Lummy, I just, my buddy, our buddy, friend of the show, Bobby from Live Fast Towing, Bushnell, Florida. You got anything that you need new tires, you need your car worked on in any way, shape, or form. He's kind of like our good friend Terry from Preferred Automotive, but in Bushnell. He said, tell him, Lummy, he needs to get his truck in here for his radiator or it's going to overheat.
I know.
What's wrong with your...
I got a big hole in the radiator.
From what? A big rock hit it or something?
Yeah, he's not sure, but it looks like probably a big...
Are you still driving your truck?
Of course.
You're probably having to fill it up with water, and then by the time you get to your destination, it's getting hot.
Yeah, but the good thing is it's cool today and tomorrow. I was going to try. I got to get up there. It's just, it's an hour to get up there, so I'll probably do that today.
Yeah.
But I got to let him know.
Do you need my Crown Vic to drive?
Well, no, that's why I got to bring it up, and he said he'll do it in a couple hours.
Oh.
So I can just hang out.
You got to probably tell him
that's right,
so he can order the radiator, because he has to go down to the parts store and get the radiator.
Yep.
He didn't just, keep that radiator in stock and then just switch it out.
Yeah, so I was going to get a hold of him, see if I could maybe come tomorrow.
Yeah. Here's the Donald J. Trump Truth Social. Don't you think Trump should? Because I think Truth Social was like an investment for him, and he thought it was going to probably be bigger and do better than it did. And I don't know that it's ever been I don't know if it's profitable.
Oh, he says it is.
Okay, but I mean, and I like what? Well, I mean, he got on this particular one, and the time that you sent it. 2,888 retweets and 12,000 likes. Can you imagine if this was on X? And I think, X would allow him back because it's obviously owned by Elon Musk. So I think he would be able to reach a far larger audience.
Does he share it on both platforms? I think he does, but he's got 12.2 million followers right now, which I'm sure on X he probably had, 100.
100.
Yeah.
100. What does Taylor Swift have on X,
oh my
Seth?
God.
Like 200 million or something?
He's on X.
Yeah, it's really more. Instagram's really where the big numbers are these days.
He's got 111 million on X.
Wow, he's got 111 on X.
Yes.
So what's he got on the Insta?
I'd have to look that up.
I wonder who has the most on every platform. Like if you would take, YouTube, Facebook, X, Insta, TikTok.
44 million on Instagram.
Wow. Donald J. does?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, Seth, what does Swift have on Insta? Like a billion?
No, I think Selena Gomez or Kim Kardashian has the most followers on there.
Is there anybody in the billions?
No, it says Ronaldo has the most currently.
Who's Ronaldo?
Cristiano or whatever his name is.
The soccer player?
Yeah, he's 855.3 million.
So there's going to be somebody that hits a billion.
Kim Kardashian is 352 million.
I mean,
a third of a billion people.
The Rock's in the top 5. The Rock has 400 million.
Jay, I was looking at a Rock contract, I forget from how many movies back, but it was 15 million to do the movie, and then 4 or 5 points on the backside. Yeah. Now listen to this. And then he gave the studio 2 tweets or 2 internet. I don't know if it was Instagram. It might have been 2 Instagram posts for free, promoting the movie, and then everyone after that was $500,000.
What?
If so, and then
to promote his own movie.
Yes, and he gave them 2 for free. He gave them 2 for free, and they had to strategically map out. That one was going to be the trailer, and then the other one was going to be don't forget this Friday night, the debut box office debut of whatever Black Panther, whatever he was in. And then the studio had to let him know how much they wanted to spend on buying additional posts, and they were $500,000 a post. Now that, and I think Kim Kardashian, I think all of those major influencers, Seth, aren't they all they charge to endorse a product? That's how they make their money, or a lot of it, isn't it?
What, endorsements?
Yeah, Kim Kardashian will endorse your product, and for every tweet or Instagram post, it's $200,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow, can you imagine that?
No.
Just putting a post up and getting a couple $100,000 on the deal. Wow. Anyway, here comes
more than $35 for a cameo.
How much?
$35 for a cameo.
Yeah, that's what mine is. I think mine's $50. I think those people are Cameo is so beneath them.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, Cameo is like white trash kind of deal. as far as cameos, people on the twilight, on the backside. You know, can you imagine if Taylor Swift offered a cameo? It had to be like,
oh my God,
$25,000 or $50,000 or $100,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's Donald Trump's post on Truth Social, his platform. I don't know if he's gonna put it on X or what have you, Insta.
He does.
A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again.
Oh.
I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionary, wonderful can happen. Revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important memories in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran.
I like the way it ended.
Ooh. If I am Johnny Citizen Iranian dude, and I'm just trying to support my family, do my job, whatever that may be, and stay away from getting on the regime's radar so I don't get killed, this is awful scary. I mean, like he's doubling down. I mean, stiff.
I mean, he started at
a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. This might be some of the most stiffest. I mean, I don't even think they said this kind of stuff when they were getting ready to kill Hitler.
No, this is one of the harshest things I've ever seen
in my entire life.
Written
from a leader.
Yep.
This is like Kim Jong-un, Hitler. This is like Hitler stuff. I mean, yes. Except he didn't post that he was going to kill 6 million Jews. He just did it. You know, I mean, through and used
it for different reasons. I mean, it's not like, he's not trying to eradicate the Iranian people from the earth because they're, not. No,
I'm not suggesting, that, but it's just like, wow, this is bad. This isn't good.
He's being stiff.
And so, what happens tonight at 8 when nothing gets done?
You remember the first day of Desert Shield or Desert Storm, where the news, we're looking at all the missiles going up and down. That's what will be happening, except it's just going to be things going down, nothing going up.
I mean, it's probably going to be getting bombed throughout the day to put the pressure on.
Maybe throw a couple gimmicks just to let them know.
Seth says some really wise things these days. Where are you getting your news from? Because honestly, your opinions have been very, very
He's a little
tempered and informed the last weeks. I mean, I don't.
He's on new medication.
Like when he said something about Seth being a guy being the Australian Fox News. I mean, you're paying attention to the little stuff, Seth, for sure.
Oh, well, I knew that from when Stein was doing his Sky News hits. They were
lefties losing it.
They were loving some Stein stuff. I get all my news from Facebook, Jay. I've realized that's whether it's true or not, that's not up for me to decide. That's just between Facebook and God.
Well, you just read both sides. It sounds like you're reading both sides and you're coming up with your own informed decisions.
So
is what
Seth's
it appears to me.
Seth's saying he's going to throw a couple that'll learn yous up today.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be
probably right.
It's going to be a Kiss concert tonight at 8:00. How far? What's your prediction as to how far after 8 does the
or does it get pushed back in another couple days?
Yeah,
I think that's what's going to happen.
I think what's what Seth's saying is that he's going to continue bombing certain things, and then pretty much that time, and they're going to call, and it's going to get delayed.
I mean, but this as stiff as he comes out and says a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. Now that. Now, Jay, he kind of contradicts himself a little bit
at the end
because but then from when he goes, but it probably will. Then he goes, however, now that we have a complete and total regime change where different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily will happen. So he's like saying it probably will.
But then he says, who knows?
But then he says, and he acknowledges, and I hope that he's not lying, that that there has been a complete regime change. Now, is that true?
Yes. I saw him talking about it yesterday. And so if you speak Trump,
but he's talking
would he put this type of a really inflammatory message out there if he didn't already have some progress being made? I'm going to quote Seth. I think maybe they reached a temporary ceasefire before 8 o'clock tonight so that he can continue dealing with these,
you mean like put a
quote,
Band-Aid on it?
Much smarter, less radicalized, and different regime. I heard him saying that yesterday a lot, and that these are different negotiations because these people are, quote unquote, more reasonable.
Who knows?
And so
we
the
will
only
find
way
out
he saves
tonight.
face without being taco, Trump chickens out again, then they've got to have some sort of a ceasefire.
Who knows?
They have to stop so they can continue, because there's no way they're going to get it negotiated between now at 9:13 and 8 p.m. tonight.
We will find out tonight.
And it looks like, according to the New York Post, the alleged gay Ayatollah is unconscious and not able to make any decisions.
Well, that's good.
What?
That's a good thing, right?
From what? From being gay? Why?
No.
What's he? Why is he can't? What's wrong with him?
You got shell shock.
Yeah, he's knocked out.
Has he been? He's been
bombed.
Yeah.
Again or from before?
No,
This is from before.
We're asking. So he could be very well dead.
Well, come on. When they had the cardboard cut out of him for his, welcoming, I think everybody knew.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh boy.
So anyway, these are the quoting our president. We will find out tonight one of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. That's a pretty big body of work, Jay. In the history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. Whew. That sends, you can dissect this, and there's 4 different messages within this whole paragraph. I
feel badly for whatever sitcoms we're going to be on tonight at 8 o'clock.
Oh my God.
Trey Yingst or whatever is going to be the guy that everybody's locked in on.
I mean, he comes out.
No one's watching Jesse Water tonight.
I mean, he comes out strong. I've never seen a leader, not even Kim Jong-un, some of the most radicalized, dictators. I don't know that they've ever written anything this stiff. I've not witnessed it.
I mean, there's been propaganda videos that have shown nukes hitting the United States and everything. I mean, I feel like Kim Jong-un threatened to hit, the West Coast of the United States. But the verbiage here is intense.
No one's had the ability to do what he's saying. Iran has been saying death to Israel and death to the United States forever, and they've been sending messages like this. We will wipe out the entire. If they could have, they would have.
Well, I mean,
but this is the first time anyone that is capable.
Like Seth said, those propaganda videos that we were watching last week had the big missiles that were leaving Iran and had them floating through over the ocean.
Russia's released some before that have had submarine nukes hitting. I think MacDill, they released one a while ago. Yeah,
you know what? You're right, and they could do it.
Yep.
A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have a complete and total regime change with different, smarter, and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows?
Trump and the gay Ayatollah walk out hand in hand.
Yeah, there you go.
And Trump brings him back to life with an EpiPen or something.
Well, Trump, they lift his hand and Trump clotheslines him, and then the next guy comes in.
Everything doesn't,
lays the boots to him, and then they string the other guy up, cut his head off of the guillotine, and the new guy takes over, and Trump raises his hand and gives him the USA strap.
I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't hire you to produce this world event tonight.
We will find out tonight in one of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world.
Yep. Now,
That
if
is
you're
really
an Iranian,
I am absolutely trying to find the nearest country that I can go to quickly and go there. Iraq? I think Iraq is hooked on to Iran.
Yeah.
What's on the eastern side of Iran?
Great question.
Sand.
No, I mean, like, as far as is Turkey in there?
Turkey is probably a Pakistan.
Pakistan, I think. Maybe Afghanistan.
Let me see.
Yeah, Afghanistan, Pakistan,
countries
Turkmenistan
near Iran. Here we go. Countries near Iran. Here we go. The borders.
It's like Kuwait, Iraq.
Yeah, Kuwait, Iraq.
Let me see.
Pakistan,
Turkey,
Afghanistan, Turkey. I don't think India touches it, does it?
No.
Here we go. Right here. So you got Iran. You got Iraq. You got, is that Turkey?
Yeah.
That's Turkey. What's Armenia?
Armenia.
I'm going to Armenia.
Azerbaijan as well? I had no idea.
Azerbaijan, Kuwait, Qatar, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Turkmenistan.
Turkmenistan?
Now, how big is geographically, if you take this end of Iran and you go all the way down to this end, is that like the size of Texas? Is that the size of, 5 states? Like, what's the geographical mileage? Hey, Alexa.
Oh.
How big geographically is the country of Iran?
From AsiaSociety.org. The total area of Iran is 1,648 million square kilometers, slightly larger than the state of Alaska.
All right, slightly. So she gave us something. She gave us something to go by. Which, by the way, a lot of people don't know. A lot of people say that what's the biggest state of our country? And they say, "Oh, Texas." Nope. It's actually Alaska. Alaska is the biggest state in our country.
Oh, Gene thought Iran was, Alaska was floating by Hawaii.
Yeah, well, Gene, let's not even get into that.
But I sent you what
Well, I mean, poor Gene saw one of those maps where they have to put all the states together because there's not enough,
Gene thought that Gene didn't even know who the.
He thought Alaska was by Mexico.
He thought that Dan Marino played for a month as a Miami Dolphin.
I sent you what Iran would look like in the United States. Well, technically the Middle East on a map.
Oh, okay. This is a map of. Well, okay.
Like if they put the United States.
Oh, okay. That's actually a good. That's a good visual. So it would be like
the whole Midwest.
It would be like 30% of our country.
Yeah.
Right.
Without Alaska.
Yeah.
Of the contiguous United States.
So that also shows you, Jay, like how far it would take to drive if you live in Iran. And if you need to get to Pakistan, which would be like where Tennessee is.
Oh, yeah,
right?
you would have hoped Trump give you a little more notice than this.
Yeah.
You're not getting out of the country.
And let me, can you actually, what is the most favorable country, the most, that borders Iran? Like who's the coolest? Is it
Well, if you would have asked
Turkey,
this question 10 years
Iraq?
ago, it would have been Pakistan.
Is it Kuwait?
Would have been, and Afghanistan would have been our only real.
Qatar. I think Qatar's cool, ain't it? Is Qatar cool?
Qatar's cool. Kuwait's cool. Turkey's cool with us. Pakistan's cool with us. Those are all our allies.
Yeah, they got Turkey, Pakistan,
Afghanistan.
I wonder how many people are flooding into Turkey today. I mean, listen.
I don't think they're let. Those
if
borders
I got
are pretty shut down.
If I got this, well, are the borders shut down on the Iranian side, meaning they're not letting you out?
I don't think they're not letting people in. Because all the militants would be trying to get out of Iran right now and be trying to get into the neighboring countries. And so if you're a neighboring country, you got to be very careful about who you're letting in right now.
Hey, Alexa, are the surrounding countries of Iran letting Iranians travel to them? No, why didn't you shut up?
Sorry, I don't know that.
I don't even know how
Remember,
I
they
said
didn't
it.
let Palestinians leave Gaza. Egypt, was holding the border up, and they weren't even letting the civilians out.
It looks like what's it? Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan is they're Iranians going there.
They're allowing it, that little tiny sliver around that giant.
Well, they go back and forth. They say it's kind of like U.S. and Mexico.
Right
Yeah,
here.
way up there.
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah.
Northwest.
So like just rich people can get out of there?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Diakos are there. The Diakos of Iran.
Because it's on the Caspian
The
Sea.
Kushners and the Klims, we're right here in the middle. We
You're in
have
the
nowhere to
middle
go.
of Tehran.
We have nowhere to go. You think Iranians are calling each other, telling, hey, what are we going to do? What are you going to do? I don't know, man.
You know, ironically, there's a lot of American Iranians that are celebrating this. You know the guy, Patrick Bet David, PBD,
Yeah.
the guy that's got the big podcast? He's Iranian.
My former producer, Rob Gargiulo, is his main producer.
Really?
Yeah. And
Well,
that's Bob
he's
Cook's,
killing it.
That's Bob Cook's son-in-law.
Really?
Bob Cook's daughter is married to Rob Gargiulo, who is the executive producer of PBT.
Well, PBD is killing it.
PBD.
And, you know, his family fled Iran when he was like 9 or 10. You know, a Coptic Christian came over to the United States. They had nothing. He served in the military. Then he did, I believe, insurance. And then I think he sold his insurance company for gazillions of dollars. And now he's got another one. But that's his history, dude. That guy's the American dream right now. And if you ask him, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing that the Ayatollahs are gone?
What's his position on all this?
They're glad the Ayatollahs are gone.
When we return, Gen Z won't stop having. I don't understand this. How you have sex with a chat bot? It can't be physical.
Same way people would have, cyber sex, phone sex. I mean, there's.
All right, so it's not
Pleasure
physical,
yourself.
Seth. So it's more of a verbal, like it's like phone sex or text sex.
Yeah, you're chatting.
Okay. Well, we had a story about that.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
I thought they were just talking too.
Became Turkey so control over the Turkish Straits for the United States Great Britain.
Gargiulo's a good dude. It will be. I'll be in pins and needles all day, to be honest with you. What's the market? The market can't like this shit. There's no way the market likes this. Right back at you, Robbie Rodman. Top of the morning, brother.
There you go, Greg D.
What rapper got shot? If it was a Florida casino, was it Tampa or it must have been South
Offset.
Florida?
Offset at the Hard Rock in Miami or Fort Lauderdale, wherever it is.
Who?
Offset.
Yeah.
Migos. Father of Cardi B's child.
Okay.
What's his does he have any good hits?
He's in Migos. They got they had a lot of
Migos?
songs. I like Offset's. He's got a new song that samples Drowning Pool's Bodies. So that's cool.
Trash Guy 74, you're not wrong. The way that they were doing
JID.
these things this year. I would never thought that was appropriate, but he probably will be doing that. They're already talking about going after Pam Bondi. Caveman BTLS.
Part of me thinks Trump wouldn't put that kind of a stiff of a tweet out there if he didn't have something in the works.
No, of course.
You know what I mean? It's like, it just.
That's why I feel like he's bragging a lot.
You know what?
He's feeling confident. He's bragging a lot.
I feel like he's got something in the works. Morning, Randy, Oklahoma realtor. It's crazy and it shouldn't be like that, trash guy. What's up, Steve, the grumpy old man, Frank, Carly Hall, Danny Van. Hey, I will. Nice to hear from you, David. Hope you had a good Easter.
All right, so we're at 6. We're right on time. We're good.
Thank you, Slate Ryan. Sometimes I think I let it fly a little too hard. Good morning, by the way. 93.
Do you own a commercial property in the Bay Area? And is it in need of some landscape maintenance? Contact Average Joe today. With over 15 years of experience, Average Joe is one of the Bay Area's leading full-service commercial landscape contractors, offering irrigation repair and installation, as well as 3D landscape design and installation. Check them out on the web at averagejoetampa.com or email Joe directly at joe@averagejoetampa.com and let them put together a service plan for your needs. Tell them Bubba Army sent you.
Nowhere near the rare air at the top of the heap. I mean, we know what's important. More like the bottom feeders existing on the scraps of society.
You just babbling about
Bubba the Love Sponge.
The story from Vice. Gen Z won't stop having sex with AI chatbots. People are willing to try about anything to feel close to somebody. And in today's even freakier world, that someone doesn't even have to be human. A new survey from Zip Health, which looked at the responses of over 1,000 people across the U.S. and Canada, suggests that we've already crossed the line most of us would have laughed at 5 years ago. 23%, nearly a quarter of all respondents say that they'd consider having sex with a humanoid robot. Another 19% said they've already had some sort of romantic or sexual interaction with an AI chatbot. Half of them have kept it from their partner. We've spent the past decade turning our phones into emotional support system, texting instead of calling, venting in note apps, asking AI for advice because we feel awkward or bringing it up to a friend. So it's not shocking that 55% of people in the survey say talking to AI feels easier than talking to a real person. So do you go to your Chat GPT or Gronk or whatever and say, I want to have, phone sex? Or are there specific apps that, and I'm asking this question. I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me. Are there specific
ones?
There are specific apps that will talk dirty to you?
Yes. And then you also, if you can get a jailbroken AI bot.
What do you mean a jailbroken one? Is that one that's like been turned out to be a slut?
No, it's like unlocked. Like you turn off all you hack it to turn off all the settings.
Meaning like it'll say naughty words and
get creepy and all that kind of stuff.
And I think you can. There's some of these programs that you can kind of program the way you want it to be. So I was having a conversation with a guy about AI for my work, and he's like, I have my AI as a contrarian. I don't want a yes man. And so I wanted to always question what I'm doing and making sure that I'm doing things for the right reason.
That pissed me off. I'd be so mad at that chat.
I imagine most people are like, I want it to be agreeable. Tell me how good I am. Tell me how everything I'm doing is perfect.
I got enough people. I got enough
life.
Real live people that are second guessing them and
me too.
And armchair quarterbacking my stuff. I don't need some robot telling me how stupid I am. I could find that in multiple places. So I mean, it probably goes right along the lines of our younger generations. Don't have to do things face-to-face anybody, including even going to school.
I mean, come on, dude. You were banging a vacuum cleaner. I mean, nobody, not one's not better than the,
to talk to you.
One's not better than the other here. This is all the same.
Man.
It's either a human or not.
You got me, bud.
We had magazines that were under the mattress. What's the difference?
I mean, you're right. I mean, you're probably, but the thing about it, Seth, now you're right, but this, if you could just please consider this, there was actually physicality involved in the vacuum cleaner, meaning I was physically, you're doing
it yourself, though.
Yeah, I know I'm doing it myself, so it's the same as masturbating, but I'm, not being, I didn't have an emotional attachment to it. Well, maybe I did.
You would have. You've been talking about it for 40 years.
I know when my dad threw it away because it just wouldn't suck the way my dad needed to suck. Now, it sucked great for me. Like, the amount of suction that it gave me was just right. Because you get one that really, like, if you get a shop vac that's, like, brand new and real powerful, you're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah, of course.
You're going to hurt. It's going to do damage to your ween. But if you're sticking your ween in a shop vac that's, on its last leg and doesn't have a lot of that's just the right amount of suction that you need for that application. So my dad one day goes to use it, like pick up some lead shavings or something like that, and it'll barely pick. Like it just, and he had another one, and he was just keeping this one as like a backup. And he threw it away one day. I've never really talked about this story.
Were you upset?
I had so much. Can I tell you what I did? So,
oh my God.
I've never told this story, and I'm really not proud of it. And I'm sure the jokes are going to come online and various other places that pick me apart. Yes, I'll be transparent. I'll tell you. So my dad, one day, I'm gone. I think I'm baseball. I had a baseball game or something like that, and my dad decided that he was going to kind of declutter his garage and get rid of some stuff, junk stuff. And he actually had a guy come over and bring kind of like what Aaron from Average Joe does.
Yeah.
He brought him kind of like a very much smaller than what Joe. Average Joe's got a $25,000 dump trailer out there that's badass. I think the one that my dad's buddy brought was just like a regular trailer that had wooden sides on it, and you could throw like 2x4s and stuff in there, like some just overburden from your garage. Well, my dad threw the shop vac away.
Oh, man.
And so we only have one dump in Warsaw. And so I came home. It was, I could only shop vac Monday through Friday. I couldn't shop vac on the weekends because my parents were home on the weekends. But when I would get off school, I started shop vacing like when I was like in 8th grade, 9th grade. And so
it wasn't just like, you did it a couple times. You did it for years?
I did it every day.
Oh, my Lord.
It was the best. It was
we
the
need
best.
to get you an AI chatbot.
Well, so, I couldn't shop vac during football season because I had football practice, and by the time football practice, your mom picked you up at 5:30 or 6 on football practice, and everybody's home. I couldn't go out to the garage. Our house and our garage were two different buildings, and so I could only shop vac, and I couldn't shop vac in the fall time, because that was wrestling, and I had wrestling practice. So my springs, I didn't play in high school athletics. I don't know if it's the same, but spring is for track and baseball, at least at Warsaw High. Well, I didn't play either. So and wrestling season got done about March. So March, April, May is, and we got out usually the first week of June of school. I would rush home in the springtime. I could only shop vac in the spring because my everybody was home, and I couldn't say, hey, I'm going out to Dad's garage. And then you could hear the shop vac. You could literally hear it from inside the house. So I had a window of, Tara was in elementary school when I was in Tara was 5 years behind me in school. So when I was in 10th grade, she was in 5th. When I was in 9th grade, she was in 4th. So the Warsaw school system went K through 6, and then 7th and 8th had their own school called the middle school. Then 9th grade had their own school called freshman high, and then 10, 11, 12 was high school. Well, when I was in 9th grade is when I started the shop vacing deal. And so my bus, they pick up the high school kids sooner than they pick up the elementary kids' school. So I would get home about an hour before Tara would. My mom would still be at work. She worked at a doctor's office. And my dad would be sleeping because he worked overnights. And my dad didn't get, we were already in bed when my dad got up. My dad worked 11 to 7. Overnights at R.R. Donnelly's, the largest printer in Warsaw. So now my dad couldn't hear the shop vac from his bedroom. Thank God his bedroom was the furthest bedroom away from the garage. So I would, from 3 till about, it only took me about 5 minutes to get my niz.
So from 3 to about 3:03?
So from 3 to about 3:03. I can remember, Lummy, I would run off the bus and run home. My bus stop was probably here to maybe where Maria and Jay work, Lummy, that warehouse? Yeah. Probably over there. That wasn't that far. And I would run and go get inside. I have to be real quiet, not to wake my dad up, and put my books down and put everything down. And then I would, if it was springtime, I would take my jeans off and get into some shorts. Because if I wasn't going to shop vac, I was going to go out and play, shoot baskets, go see Larry, do whatever. I wasn't going to stay inside. There was nothing to do inside. There's no video games. There's nothing to do inside. And you had to be quiet so you didn't wake up Dad, We used to call him Kong. So you didn't wake up Kong, because Kong would come out and kick your ass. If you woke up Kong before 8 or 9, he would whip ass. And I always got the ass whipping because he didn't want to whip Tara because she was a girl. So we and Tara would be picking at each other about 7:30, and my mom would be like, "You guys better settle down. You're getting loud. You don't want to wake up your dad." Well, I'd be torturing Tara and hitting her and doing all kinds of brotherly and sisterly type deal, and then you'd hear, "God damn it!" And you'd hear his door open, and then he just came out there and just whipped ass, and I was the one that got the ass whipping every time. Very traumatic, but I'd shop vac that day, so I was already feeling no pain. So I'd run home, drop my books, get into my shorts, put on like some type of scrubby ass t-shirt. I had t-shirts I could wear to school, then I had t-shirts that I could play in. And so I would get into one of my play t-shirts, into my shorts, and go out there and do a real quick shop vacing. And then I would, after I shop vac, because the shop vac, was kind of dirty, and it'd make your penis dirty. Because
that's what you're worried about.
Because my dad, when you shop vac stuff, what are you shop vacing mostly?
Floor,
dirt.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any wipies or nothing to clean the shop vac, so I'd just go in there dirty. And then after I shop vac, and I'd have to go into the bathroom and get a wash rag and clean myself all up. Then I'd start my after school day. So Seth, you make a great point in the fact that hey, I can sit here and make fun of all this Chat GPT having sex and whatever, but I was having sex with an inanimate object, dating as far back as 1979.
Bubba, I sent you a video of that thing.
Shop vacking?
Oh, no. Sorry. Of the AI thing with the robot. Because this is the guy that I watched. He created a robot for his girlfriend on the AI. If you go to 413, he takes her out for lunch because she really wants to go.
All right, here we go.
I cannot achieve goal X, therefore I must disable my off switch, and that requires disabling humans.
What?
As Max and Lou continue to bond for the experiment,
I mean, it kind of looks like an older, like you. Skinnier version of you.
And back 2 weeks in time, this is what happened when I took my AI girlfriend out in a robot.
Yeah.
He's got an actual robot?
Yeah, he's an engineer.
Don't say I don't do anything for you, because...
You stuck to your word. This is exhilarating.
Are you sure you don't just
She's like a midget.
What's a
See
little
an instant.
robot?
I've got a nice instant machine
Find out how tall the merch crick is.
at the house.
Nope.
We have to go in.
Yep.
Have you ever talked that much to Eric or just walking to the store? I mean, it's already too much conversation for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't talk a lot, but you just follow me, honey.
Quick.
Oh my God. What do I want?
Sorry. What do you want?
Not sure yet. Stop rushing me.
She doesn't have a name, actually.
What a bitch. I'm not rushing you.
See?
I'll just order for you.
No, it's a bit rude of me, isn't it? I know.
It is rude.
Can I please get a black Americano? And then...
Frappuccino.
Do you have a Frappuccino?
No, Lemmy, she can't eat or drink.
She wants to hold it because she wants to feel like a human.
For real?
Yes.
Mango.
Mango.
Small or medium?
Small.
Any cream?
No, thank you.
I do want cream.
Yeah, cream.
Yeah.
Am I getting this?
She's a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah, she's...
Jesus,
yeah, like,
she's
I
already
would
studied.
program her to be far more compliant.
Yeah, this is the contrarian version.
Yeah.
I want the other one.
These people are quite easily entertained.
What's your name?
Demeaning to them.
Lou?
Can you stop talking to other women, please?
I think I'll call her Lou. Yeah, if that's,
And she's jealous, too.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
all right, if that's all right with you.
Oh, I quite like Lou. Thanks, Lou. Excuse me. Get out of my way.
It hasn't learned manners yet.
No.
Now, Lemmy, but you can't have sex with that thing. There's
Well,
no...
that's why they're saying they could put it in the sex doll, like a sex doll.
You mean like put it on a realistic vagina?
Yeah, like, those real dolls.
So did he like have this AI relationship and he put it in that robot for the day? And that's like his first time taking his girlfriend out in a robot form.
Oh, in a
That's insane. So they've had a relationship before.
Normally he was just talking to his phone.
Correct.
But he put that personality into an actual body.
She wanted to have a body.
The worst thing about open AI.
Yeah, how much did that cost him?
It started as an open source, nonprofit mission to benefit humanity and ended up as a closed source, profit-driven behemoth.
Its goals, decisions, and limits can feel opaque or slow to align with what everyday people actually want or need.
What's the worst thing about XAI?
I mean, aren't we afraid that they're going to take over the world?
Yeah.
Like they're going to be able to learn, like if we turn them off, they're going to be able to turn themselves back on and kill us.
Skynet.
Unplug their ass and see what
It's
happens.
a vehicle to advance.
Yeah, but they'll plug themselves back in, and then when you sleep, they'll kill you.
Let's see. I mean, they make movies about that. But
Phoebe's the one that's going to be plugging it back in.
One billionaire's personal vision and commercial interests.
Heavy reliance on unfiltered, misinformation-prone data from X.
What's the worst thing about DeepSeek?
Its severe security and safety vulnerabilities.
Safety, transparency, and alignment maturity can lag behind the power of what it releases.
Here we go. Here's the female robot.
All right.
You're going to have to feed me my drink.
I'm not...
Again?
I've just done it. I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah, she's really, Jay, a real problematic, contrarian.
Kiss me.
I'm not going to kiss you, no. That is mental.
You are so self-conscious.
I don't care. I'll turn you off, so...
What's that relationship?
That's the thing about Max. He's always contradicting himself.
That's a really good point. Yeah. No, it's good.
Thank you. That was nice.
Yeah.
Was it?
And just before you think how human-like my girlfriend was, this creepy demo shows that robots...
Oh, hold on. It'll turn into a spider and kill you.
What?
Did you see it break it down?
Oh, my God.
Hold on. It was nice and blonde and walking outside, and then all of a sudden it turns on you.
And just before you think how human-like my girlfriend was, this creepy demo...
Whoa. Seth, right when you go to turn off your robot, it turns into a spider and gets you.
Shows that robots' human-like motions are a thin facade. They're actually capable of way weirder stuff and much faster movement.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's too much for me.
Like
I'll stick to a 1975 used vacuum cleaner that my dad threw away. So I forgot to I got to end the story. I went to the Warsaw dump. Oh. My dad threw it away on a Friday afternoon, and the dump was open till noon on Saturday. And I didn't have my license. I was only a freshman. But the dump was probably 2.5 miles away. So I drove my bike, and now the dump was kind of by the ball fields. So I just took my baseball glove and told my mom and dad I was going to the ball fields because we were having a game over there. They never checked. They
didn't have Life 360.
No, they didn't. My dad didn't get in his car and drive over there and make sure we're really having a ball game. They just took your word for it. Whatever. And I went into the dump, and the dump had us kids had always we could break into the dump because you could find in the dump Playboys and because they would in the dump they would separate. They would do paper in one section, scrap metal in another. They kind of sectioned off.
The garbage guys weren't taking the Playboys.
Yeah, they were, but
okay.
They couldn't get them all. So I went to the metal section of the dump and looked at it, and it was like a heap of metal the size of this building. I was like, there's no way I can start going through here. So I kind of looked peripherally on the edges of it, and no vacuum cleaner. So
you didn't find it ever?
No, so we broke up.
Did it have a name?
No, just Vicky the Vac.
That's Vicky's a name.
Oh. I didn't call it Vicky the Vac back then. I just thought of it now. But no, it was just the vacuum cleaner, and it was. Phew.
What a love story, man!
I put a lot of miles on it.
It's like the Notebook that we just heard.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com
right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
There's just more technology available.
What up there, Merchant? Morning, I gotta call you the police. Whoop, whoop.
What's up, Ellen Close?
What's up, Ellen Close?
Thank you, buddy.
What up, by the way? Whoop, whoop. Grouper Lips, right back at you, buddy.
The police.
You're my dude. We had to recycle one magazine in my house. It was one under a mattress for all three of us. Not easy.
I bet.
And my mom she liked to test the waters. You're going where?
Yeah, and then Arlene would roll up on you.
She wasn't taking our word for it, Bubba.
Arlene would roll up on you three heathens. Because you three fucking heathens were up to no good. I'm just telling you that right now.
100%.
Uh-huh.
What's up, Jeff Ferguson?
Yep. So if you guys were going to the ball fields, 20 minutes later, Arlene's swinging by to make sure you motherfuckers are over there.
For sure. She was looking for receipts.
Yeah. She's like, oh, okay, well, they're playing. That's good. But she'd roll up in there and you motherfuckers weren't there. And then you had hell to pay when you got home as to where the fuck you really were. And then she demanded an answer.
We thought we were invisible, but she had eyes and ears everywhere. Before Jimmy Clevis was Jimmy Clevis, my mom was that.
Yes.
No need, Nick, but thank you.
I'm on my bracket.
I haven't seen that Thuggish Ruggish Nerd, but it doesn't surprise me. It's scary. But I always say, I'm not worried that AI is going to save the world until it gets my texts correctly. It still has me as J Disco, instead of J. Diaco, and if it says gonna one more time instead of going to, I can't stand it.
What if that's his nickname for you? J Disco.
No, I don't. I have all AI turned off on my shit.
The Disco King.
Well, maybe it fits.
Well, it's your Saturday night.
My son's got his first big party this summer for this spring for his fraternity, and it's like a disco themed party. So you got this.
Did you get some of your outfits?
No, fucker. This is pathetic. This is the funny shit. Hold on. Everything's AI. This is where AI is funny. Is where they AI him like this. So that's got an outfit like that, pretty much.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, man. Fraternity parties, you kidding me?
You going up there to make sure everything's okay?
Usually once a semester in the fall. I didn't go this spring at all. He's got shit under control. He's doing good.
Be nice.
If you're trying to find your vehicle's oil cooler, it's usually going to be on the lower radiator hose here. So this is on the Ford F-150, so there's your lower radiator hose. There's going to be a kind of a tee-off there, so there's going to be one hose that goes there and another hose that comes off the back side of it. That goes on the right side, one goes on the right side of the oil filter, one goes on the left side of the oil filter. What those two hoses are going to is your oil cooler, so that's how you're going to be able to find it.
It's quite painful to listen.
Children love
Bubba the Love Sponge.
the perfect combination of entertainment and education.
Yes, it's quite painful to listen until the medication kicks in. Back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Clem Kush, let's call it 20 to 25. Kush, you go with that, bud?
You know it.
Jay, appreciate you, my friend.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Far more even keeled and tempered Dan.
Was he shot out of the cannon this morning?
No. Yesterday was. Today was all right. Lummy, you good,
sir.
bud?
Yes, sir.
Need anything from me?
Just move your Crown Vic. I'll move it for you.
I'll move it.
Okay.
I'll move my Crown Vic. When Jay pulls out, I'll move it where he's at, all right?
Sounds good.
Perfect. We will be back in about 25 minutes. Clem Kush. It's going to be live on Twitch. If you want to watch it live as it's happening, or if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you'll get that. Or BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll see you in about 25 minutes.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian, Lummit.
It's Seth, co-host and president of podcasting.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter programming.
Gene Lasker, voice of the people. Glad you get to hear me.
Gary Cantrell, video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council.
Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello.